And welcome back. Thank you for joining us. My name is Aaron. I'm going to be the DM as we're just trying to survive on take 2 due to technical issues. But we'll see how it goes. So we'll start with our standard introduction, starting on my left.
Hi, I'm Eric. I'm playing Boz, the elf druid.
Hi, I'm Alyssa. I'm playing Ayala, the reborn high elf warlock. Ooh, mouthful. Perv.
I'm Michaela. I'm playing Helene the Halfling, and I am a rogue.
Hello, I'm Jaden. I'm going to be playing Azure, the Tiefling Barbarian.
And together we are to die
die
for. Yay! I don't know.
You're gonna break the mic.
Oh, it's okay. That's what editing's for.
Challenge accepted.
No.
No.
His eardrum.
I swear.
All right. So last time, the party, having explored into a cavern, decided
into
to
those
get the hell out as Kobald started charging through a pack
killed
of
some
5 to 6 of them.
We killed some of them.
You ended up killing all of them.
Azure.
Yeah. But
Yeah.
Azure took the lead, raging and becoming larger, taking up all the pathway to take on the kobolds head on, while Boz had wild shaped into a giant lizard, was carrying Kron up the pits, while Mazmunde was hauling Helene up the pit via fishing pole. And Ayala was already up there, but unfortunately not able to cast a whole lot of spells or limited options due to the fact that, once again, Azure was taking up the entire pathway. So Azure raged some more, took a lot of hits, almost died. Kron and Helene eventually got up with Boz. You two are laughing. I feel like I've missaid something. Something else. Okay. Because I'm like paranoid now that I did something wrong. But Azure almost died. Kron showed off a bit of his capabilities with some defensive magic sorts that, who knows? Maybe we'll find out later. Who knows? But yeah, Azure went bloodthirsty and ran through a moonbeam. And cool. We got confirmation on some good news. But yeah, he almost died. And then all the kobolds died. And that was pretty much it. And then the party decided, okay, we got to get the hell out of here. So you did. You were able to, well, everyone was able to successfully sneak past the dust methods, who were way back there. Yeah, very quiet very quiet tiptoed. And after that, everyone was resting at the fork in the road, deciding, okay, let's take the other path this time. Just catching the breath, not an official rest. And that's where we left off. Did I miss anything?
No,
Think
I
we're
don't
good?
think so.
I think we're
I
good.
don't
It
believe
was
Okay.
like action-packed last time, so we didn't do a whole lot. We were
Yes,
just fighting.
recap was very short.
Yay.
All right.
Oh, not Helene. Ayala busted her foot in the fight.
That's right.
I dislocated my foot from my leg.
She popped a seam.
I
popped a seam. Mans is currently acting as a
brace.
makeshift brace, gripping between the two, or over the dislocated dash semi-separated part, which we have determined that your walking speed has been reduced. Also, Azure, because you did receive magical healing, the inflictions you had have been cured.
I can see.
So, yes, you can
I'm
see.
not blind.
Because you got whacked really good a few times, and you got really lucky on the injury table that it wasn't more severe.
Yeah, I got blinded and I got scarred in that fight.
Yeah.
I've
Yay.
been scarred in a few fights too.
Huh. You want to talk about
All right.
scars?
Not really. You've seen my scars. Well, most of them.
All right, so party,
Yes.
you've caught your breath. There is no sign at this time that the kobolds are following, at least that you can tell.
Well,
You
there's
have
a
made kind of
horn,
quick words,
though.
and you now know the pathway to go. With that being said, all of this adventure took place in probably 2 hours, 3 hours or so. From the time you actually chose this fork in the road. So it hasn't been too long. We're still on the same day.
Yep.
It is little past noon, or we're probably pushing like 2 o'clock or so. So what would you guys at this point like to do? Or is there anything that you want to discuss?
I'm still just hanging on to Azure. I think by now I'm kind of like in an idle state of
Numbness.
yeah, numbness, as numb as I can get, and I'm just sitting there like playing with his hair. like,
You're a little out of it here.
you know, you could really use a bath or two.
That's an understatement.
You just feel as your shoulders kind of shrug under you, but that's the extent of what you get from him right now.
Hey, you. Did you want me to stitch up that ankle for you while we got a second?
Well, see, Man's already attempted to. I think I'm gonna have to
Did he attempt to stitch it up, or is he just sitting there holding your leg together?
column A, column B. Yes.
Okay, fine. I won't help you.
No. I'm just saying maybe when we get to another stopping point, but I might have to have someone a little bit more professional look at it. Like, you know, a doctor. I'm just kidding. I can stitch it up.
I'm just gonna go stand by the wall and kind of like look down the path that we just came from and just kind of keep an eye out for it.
Okay.
For anything in all reality. So,
At this time, everything's all quiet.
cool.
All right, little one. Everyone else, let's go. I think we don't want to hang around too much longer.
I thought we were already going.
Yeah.
We had been taking our little break.
Should we eat, mark it off so others don't go down there?
Yeah, that's a good idea.
We could. I don't have anything to mark with.
Do you see a plank or something on the ground?
There was a wagon back there.
I'm
We're
not
not
going
going
back in there.
I was just kidding.
Are there some like rocks on the ground or big boulders or something? Not big boulders, but like
Just make an X.
in the dirt where it's gonna be windy and it's gonna blow it away.
What with the rocks?
That's what I'm saying. If there are some rocks around, we can make an X.
Or an arrow to the correct one?
Yeah.
That might be better.
I'm going to tap Ayala. Can I put you down for a second?
Yes, absolutely.
I'm going to crouch down, put her down. And on me, I still have 2 short swords. I am going to walk up to just a nearby rock face that leads in that direction, obviously. One that's as obvious as I can notice. And with some of my remaining strength, I'm going to try and just push as much of the blade into it as possible to try and almost start marking off the rock with
Azure,
lines.
no.
I'm gonna use my quarterstaff
Can I
as a crutch and
stop
like
him?
walk away from
Can
this.
I was not convincing there, but I said Azure, no.
All right. So Azure, is that what you're doing?
I'm going to try.
Okay. Go ahead, roll me a strength check.
Nails on chalkboard
Just plug your ears.
as he dulls his sword.
Yeah, one of the 2 swords I don't use. With a strength check, that is a 9.
With your strength check, you said?
I rolled a 5.
He's so
All right.
tired.
Yeah, I'm still tired. It was just that thing of, oh, I feel like I could do this.
He has performance.
Okay. Go ahead and also just roll me a straight d20.
19.
Oof. Okay.
Where was
So-
that like a roll ago?
So unfortunately, you know, you're putting a lot of weight and effort into scraping this across. But unfortunately, the rock itself is really, it's really tough. But at the same time, even when a mark does appear, it's not like on granite where all of a sudden there's these bright kind of marks against it. It actually is like carving into a bit of it, but it's
doesn't
still
stand out very
it doesn't
much.
stand out at all.
Okay.
So the mark itself, you're making a shallow mark. It's hard to see though, and with that 19, it was how much force you're putting onto the blade. This mark off one blade now is damaged.
Okay.
So if you use that, I'll tell you the effects, but you have dulled the crap out of it.
No, I fully intended to use blades that I am not actively using right now, because these were those short swords we got.
Can I collect
month
some
ago?
rocks and just kind of start working on an X on the ground?
Very, yeah. And I mean, given the fact that you're in a cavern with all this, you have your pick of the litter. Like,
Yeah.
it takes no more than just like 2 or 3 minutes to get a good size
Yeah.
going there.
Well, seeing as I weigh only like 30 pounds, I'm just kind of looking for.
I'll have Mans help you. If I can pry him off my leg.
Mans is attached.
He's not coming off.
So you have my quarter staff, right?
No, I have my quarter
Oh,
staff.
okay. I forgot you had a quarter staff. I was about to quarter staff.
So,
It's a 50-cent staff.
is that kind of a common occurrence for what you guys go through?
This is the first time well, with this group, yes. No.
It's
Yes?
pretty par for the course for the rest of us.
Why?
For running into bad guys or for doing stupid shit?
Both.
More of the latter, because I can't expect that you guys intentionally run into those things.
Well,
Fair enough.
some of us tend to run into danger.
Everyone looks at Azure.
Azure's like, what? No.
talking about me?
I don't think that people usually live long when they act like that.
It really depends on who you are. Like,
Adventurers don't typically live very long, in my experience.
and I'm not really an adventurer. I just am part of the group.
You're just along for the ride, buddy.
Are you guys actually adventurers?
I'm not. I'm a seamstress. I prefer staying in one location for a while before I have to move again.
I didn't know seamstress were that powerful.
Well, you can say that I was blessed with a gift, and I know how to use it.
What about everyone else?
As for
Are you guys adventurers?
when
I
Boz
mean,
isn't in a
kind of,
hole.
not exactly by choice, but he came out of the
Are
cave.
you trying to get my attention? Wait, what's going on?
I'll take that as a yes, I guess. But I just kind of assumed you were, since we didn't take anyone with us and just decided to travel alone.
Well, I mean, we did offer Dakith to come with us. That was his choice that he did not want to.
I spent time with him. He wouldn't last. I know what a strength looks like, and he is not one of them.
Fair point.
I've just mostly been on my own my entire life, so I don't really group with people much.
I have friends, but it's like the same. It's just been me and Mans for a really long time, but I do have friends in various locations.
Yeah, same.
Huh. It's just surprising of how calm everyone is after someone almost died. Usually people are a lot more anxious or even excited.
I've been around a while. I've seen a lot of things.
Death
Nobody
is
died.
my nature, so.
I mean, if
And-
I do die, I go straight up to strongness, especially in a combat scenario like this one. So I think
I'm gonna reach
I think
out
I'll
and
take
take
that as
Kron.
a win rather than a loss.
I'm gonna reach out and take Kron's hand and kind of lean close to him and be like, I can also spare the dead from actually crossing over and give them enough time to be healed.
Huh. I don't know if that would work on everything, though. But
Probably not on you, unfortunately.
I have not attempted and would prefer not to be honest.
Yeah.
Kron, are you scared of death?
No, but I have only witnessed it. So I don't want to experience it.
Well, as long as you're around me, and I'm sure these others as well, we're not planning on letting anybody in our group die.
You can't help but look over to Azure and just kind of look back. It's like, oh, okay.
Speaking of not dying, I think that we should honestly get a move on, guys.
Yeah, let's keep moving.
I don't.
I'm
like
waiting
sitting
for you
here.
guys and your rocks to finish.
I've been done, hun.
Yeah, we finished up. She finished up the rocks.
All right.
I pick you back up.
Whee!
So, you guys are able to travel the rest of the day without any issue, completing the next, or finally finishing this day on this journey, as you make it probably another, we'll say 6-7 miles into the canyon before needing to call it, as especially in this canyoned area, the sun sets a lot sooner, and travel becomes a lot more difficult as that cold canyon night really sets in. And for anyone not accustomed to cold climates or without any gear, and is also not classified as reborn,
I was like, does it chill me? Does it chill me to the bone?
you guys, those people though, really start to feel it. To the point where if this level would continue more than a night, physical harm definitely would start becoming a possibility. But
Desert cold is a lot different than mountain cold. I don't like this very much.
I'm going to pull off one of my wraps that's around me, like a scarf or something, and I'm just gonna bundle up Helene and snug her in like real tight and close.
Thank you.
That should keep you warm.
I think I'll be alright. Boss, how many more days do you think we have left? I know we kind of lost most of a day traveling here.
We still have about 4 days left.
Yeah? Okay.
Yeah, we got slowed down by that quite a bit. So we can camp down. It shouldn't be too difficult. We got equipment. We can keep warm.
Yeah,
As I pull around my own cloak, as I still have the
I'm like, woo, guys, it's hot.
I still have some of the canvas as a cloak from way back when.
Uh-huh.
The ratty old canvas.
Ratty old hemp canvas.
Yep.
Oh, that's right, yeah.
Yeah.
All right. So, as night sets, I will say Kron offers to take first watch.
I will take all the watches.
Miss Unsleeping.
I'm not tired, guys. I'm really not.
I only need. I'll join you in 4 hours.
Before Azure goes to sleep, he's going to hold up his hand and once again create a little magical effect to tell him the weather for the next 24 hours as he is druidcraft.
At this very location.
Okay.
At this very location.
At this very location. Real
Especially
quick.
for us doing watch.
At this
Well,
time
here's
of
what
day.
I'm going to have you do. With that, and given some of what the
this
possibilities could be for the next day that we're going to have rolling, I want someone to go ahead and roll me a d20 for
Dibs.
the next day.
So
They all call dibs.
That's a 12.
A 12.
Watch, it's like tornadoes of flames and sharks. Sharknadoes!
12 was Sharknado.
All right. Let's go ahead then, and I need someone to roll me a d8.
Dibs. Y'all are too slow. 2,
4.
6, 8. Who do we appreciate?
So 2, you said?
I do appreciate my mom. Yeah, I got a 2.
Okay. So the weather shows pretty clear, just a little bit of an overcast. All right.
So we have a fire. Should we put something over the fire so the
Did we make a fire? Who
we
said
can make a
made
fire? We need the heat.
We can say you made a fire.
Okay, that makes sense. I just
Yeah.
didn't hear anybody say that, so I was like, we have a fire.
Well, we hadn't asked
What?
yet, so that's why I brought it up. So yes, Boz uses create flame to make a fire,
I thought it was produce
Ooh.
flame.
produce flame, whatever.
That's tasty. Tasty. Wow, that's not what I meant. That's warm.
Toasty.
Toasty.
Toasty,
Tasty.
tasty.
Guys, it's
Word
been
of
a
the day.
long day. There's some tasty flames, guys.
Them flames, they num nums.
Roll me a d20.
7?
7. You can't help but say tasty just because it brings back the idea of actual home or like warm meals and like something that you
It
know. It's,
reminds you of the inn.
yeah.
The horrible, horrible end.
No, it reminds you of the food that we got when we went to get our baths on.
To
Get our baths on. Yeah, something like that.
All right.
Also, this in full is counting as a short rest, right?
Yes, you can.
Okay.
This uses as a short rest, and then keep in mind for the hit dice you have for the short rest, the hit die do not recover until you
Until a
recover
long
half your
rest?
hit dice on a long rest.
Yeah. I would like to proc 1 since.
Yep, you're able to do that.
I'm using natural recovery to get a level 2 spell slot back.
Okay. All right, so Ayala and Kron are first on watch.
I'm going to first. I'm kind of gonna see if I can contact my deity, just so I can transfer these 3 spirits over to her, and so I can get my spell slots and stuff back.
Go and make me a religion check.
Oh God. $14.
14. As you're contemplating, you're trying to reach out, you get this sensation that because this is not a place associated with death, nor is there that you're able to feel any immediate death around you, the connection's just a little too weak to be able to make it at this time.
Okay. Then because my connection's not going through, I'm gonna put that on the back burner, and I'm gonna reach into my bag and I'm gonna pull out a little notebook, and I am going to write a letter.
As you sit down and you start writing, and after a few minutes, Kron can't help but kind of look over and like, what are you writing?
Well, I told Dakith that I would write him when I had the chance, and now seems like no better time.
Do you plan to send that when we get it to Suderheim?
This one and the other 2 that I wrote, yes.
What do you write in them?
I'm just telling him about our adventures and writing silly little things that he and I did together, like the play, and other things that he might pick up on and remember and not forget.
You really care for him, don't you?
He has definitely made a part of my dead heart a little warmer.
Is it actually dead?
Well, it doesn't beat like their hearts do, and I'm gonna motion to them. It's still functionable, but it's not. I don't need it to survive.
I almost feel like, since you said you were reborn, I almost feel like that should be its own classification. Dead just does not seem appropriate.
I can see that. I don't think there is another form or another classification. It's like I'm not dead, but I'm not alive. I'm just kind of there.
But what stops you from making your own classification?
I don't know. I don't know. I've never thought of that.
Maybe you could be the first then.
Maybe I could. And I'm going to turn down and I'm going to write that idea to Dakith. So I'm not dead. I'm not alive. What do you think I am? Question mark. Do you have a name for it? Once I'm done writing him a letter, I'm going to then remove Mans from my ankle and see how bad the stitches are that I ripped.
Okay. I don't think we ever determined exactly how bad. Go ahead and roll me a d20.
Yeah.
So, unfortunately, it's basically kind of as bad as you feared. Out of your entire kind of ankle area, only about 5% are actually still stitched in.
Okay.
And out of the remaining, like 95% where the stitches did come undone, you notice that the thread is snapped in at least like 4 or 5 different places.
Okay.
And some of it's actually like torn through pieces of the skin and are going to need to be like re-sewn into a different
okay.
spot.
Okay. Yeah, so just looking at it, I'm going to be like, oh, ooh, that's not, nope. Dig through the bag. Oh, looks like I'm out of the good thread. Okay, Mans, do you like just hanging on down there? Okay, thank you. And
Kind
I'm
of
just,
reconnects and you hear almost a little snap.
yeah, I was gonna say I can feel the bones just go. And I'm like, okay, that was it.
He knows how to hold it properly though.
Yeah, it's like we've been here before.
Yep. I take it it's not good.
Well, just put it this way. If I were to do any more damage to it, I could carry my foot in my hand.
That's not good.
No, and it ripped some of the flesh too, so I'm gonna have to get that specialized when we get somewhere where I can do that.
How does that work?
I'm just gonna look at the other people that are sleeping and be like, dark magic. Very dark magic.
Oh. You know, I wouldn't think of dark magic first for needing something to be healed. But they do say that the reviving does classify as necromantic.
Absolutely. And this is going to be more of a grafting situation where I'm going to have somebody fuse some either fabric or skin or something back together, because and then I'm going to kind of turn my leg around and I'm going to like pull Mans's fingers back so he can just see how badly damaged it is. Yeah.
He goes, yeah. He goes and looks, and Ron's like, I guess it's good that you're not fully alive, or there would be a lot of blood.
Absolutely. Oh God, it would be everywhere. But all you can see is like a very faint bit of like red dried blood and stuff. And
Do you have
black
someone in mind in Suderheim? That rhymed.
wiki. Yes, actually, I have a friend there that has dealt with this situation on more than one time.
I am glad to hear that you have a source already.
Let's
Do
just
you
hope he's
have
still there.
sources everywhere?
Sort of. If I need something to be done, I know who I can contact in order for it to get done. But other than that, I don't know people by name. I don't know. It's kind of like a they'll come to me type situation if I'm in need.
Seamstresses seem really powerful.
No, it's just me.
All right. Well, I think that's all the questions Kron had. So
Yeah.
go. We're gonna just kind of say that the night goes on. So, Boz, you wake up halfway with your out of your elven trance. Yeah. But being in the canyon and after that last night, there's not really too much to keep an eye out for besides just basics. So I'm not gonna have any rolls. Nothing's planned on happening. But is there any discussion that you want to have, Boz?
I think I would want to bring up the weird magic surge area we walked into.
Ooh, yeah.
And because she was there with me, and it happened to both of us, we didn't get a chance to dwell upon it as the Kobolds were close.
Yeah. All right.
Sup, bro?
So, yo,
Yo, homie, let's talk about this magic shit.
So yeah, I get up from my trance and I come over by the fire next to her. I see her probably with a blanket or something over your ankle. Probably
No, I'm sitting there and I'm pulling the little broken fibers of string. I'm just kind of pulling them out and trying to tighten things as best as I can.
Ew.
And like every once in a while flicking the little strings into the fire. So you hear this.
That looks held on pretty by a thread.
Huh. Hilarious. Like I haven't heard that one before.
Do you think you're gonna be able to at least walk part of the way?
I have a staff and I have a man's and I
Do you
have a
have a
fully
man's?
functional leg. I think I can handle it.
Okay, good. I just want to make sure that.
It wouldn't be the first time. Probably won't be the last time.
Just want to make sure Azure didn't have to carry you too much.
Oh,
Maz.
are you getting jealous, old man?
No, why should you be jealous?
Never mind. It's
Anyway,
been a long time you were in that cave.
well, speaking of caves, when we were in the Kobald caves, do you remember the weird area we saw there? You got that weird surge.
Honestly, it didn't feel weird to me. It felt fantastic, and I would have loved to go and figure it out a little bit more, but no, we just got everybody in a kerfuffle.
Well, I think the kerfuffle was already happening. Well, it's about to happen, so we just had to get back. But I agree. I would like to get there, someplace like that, and
It
analyze
honestly,
it some more.
it made me feel more powerful and enriched, and just, it was nice.
Well, I was feeling more in touch with the cave around me than even the time I spent those times. So I really wanted to see if we can find either that or some other area like it.
It was almost like a ley line, in a
Yeah,
sense.
exactly. Something like that.
Well, when we get to Suderheim, we can ask around, I guess.
Yeah, we'll see if someone knows about it. Well, hopefully somebody does.
Hopefully they'll wake up soon so we can get moving.
The sun hasn't even risen yet.
There's no... If I start walking now, you guys will catch up to me by the time the sun's up.
Let's not do
I
that.
don't want the party to split it.
I'm just gonna reach over and pat Kron on the arm and be like, honey, I was kidding. I'd probably get like 2 feet by the time the sun came up.
But you have 2 feet out still.
Oh, smart. We could take that off and then I'd have 1.
I'm so confused as to what's going on now.
That's okay.
I don't get these subtleties.
I know. We'll I know.
You know, maybe if you hang out with us some more, you might pick up on this stuff.
That would require us to hang out more.
We've been together for what, a few weeks now? A week and a half.
Has it only been a week and a half?
Yeah, it only has been.
God, it feels a lot longer.
Well, for part of that, I was with Dakith too, though.
Oh yeah, and I was asleep for like
a few days.
a week.
5 days.
You didn't talk either. And Dakith's pretty straightforward.
Yeah, and I couldn't. What did you and Dakith talk about actually?
He didn't really talk a whole lot, but especially if we were in the room with you, he would get it all shy still.
Even though I was practically unconscious.
Yes, but there was also Mans, so he might have just been a bit nervous.
Man, this is a bit protective.
But if it wasn't like that, he did talk about you some, or about blacksmithing and the jobs he had.
Interesting.
But everything was pretty straightforward.
But that's good. At least you had somebody to talk to.
I felt like I was babysitting the entire week.
I can relate to that. All right. So we'll say the rest of the evening goes by without any incidents. So Helene, Azure, and also Mazdamunde all wake up. But you awake and you can tell there's light in the sky, but shadows are still all around as the light doesn't actually pierce into the canyon until late into the morning.
All right, everyone,
So-
let's get up and get going.
All right. So with that, you guys start your day. And for the most part, everything goes pretty smoothly.
Long-term carrying.
And we'll say that you could also probably switch off between you and Maz.
Maz.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So you guys go, and unlike the other day, there's no more forks in the road. Everything's actually pretty straightforward.
Is there a spoon in the road?
No spoons or knives either, or even sporks.
I was just gonna say that.
I'm learning. I am Kron. I'm learning. But as the day progresses on, is there anything that specifically for Helene or Azure that you wanted to talk about?
So I would like to bring this up now. I apologize for the reckless behavior I had yesterday. From what I have to guess, is part of my tiefling heritage, but also my barbarian nature, going that long without a fight, I think kind of made me a little more screwy than I expected.
You definitely got a little bit bloodthirsty yesterday, that's for sure.
I mean, in all honesty, I've seen worse. And I was right there with you, beside you, even though you probably didn't see me.
Behind you.
But you weren't alone. And I agree, you know, sometimes we just have that thirst, that need, that we need to do something.
And you did your best to protect everyone else.
Yeah, as far as I'm aware, none of you actually got hurt, right?
No,
No.
I only got hurt when Maz threw me.
Then I guess I did my job somewhat correct on that day, so I will take that as a win.
You're also still young, so you're still learning.
She called us young.
I called him young. You're a child. There's a difference.
Well, I'm younger than him, so therefore you called us both young. I'm not offended, it's just kind of a statement of fact. I was just egging him on because I think it's funny.
How old are you two again?
If I'm remembering correctly, 20 years?
Question mark?
Question mark?
I mean,
I haven't been keeping as much track of that as I should. Pretty sure it's 20 years.
I'm gonna be 16 next month. I'm still a kid, but technically I'm an adult in my village. But my village kind of doesn't exist anymore, so it doesn't really matter.
Did I not get what happened to your village?
Weren't you a part of that conversation?
Nope.
Oh. Well, we don't have to delve into it right now. It's a nice sunny day, and the birds are not chirping, and yeah. Anyways, I don't really have a family or a home to go back to, and we can just leave it at that for now. But yeah. So I'm a kid to everybody else, and that's kind of what I was trying to get at there.
Okay.
Yeah. But that doesn't mean I don't know how to handle myself. I still know how to fight. I still know how to kill people. I still know how to stitch people up. But anyways, I'm just going to keep walking and start kind of eating one of my rations as I'm walking. Because I didn't eat breakfast.
Me neither.
Yeah, you don't need to eat. You don't need to eat.
I did.
I think Kron's gonna hang back a little bit and like whisper to Boz, like, I know she is light on her feet and steals, but she actually also kills people.
Okay, everybody in the group, raise your hand if you've killed somebody.
Yeah, she got a couple people on the ship, I believe.
Oh.
Oh.
Yeah, she got behind them and took them out real quick. And as Boz doesn't even seem to, it doesn't phase him in the slightest.
Kron just goes to ponder a bit. Okay. So who's in front? Who's leading today's expedition?
Probably me at this point because I just trotted off like do 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 do.
And then it would be me and Kron, and then it would be the rest.
I am being
Probably.
perceptive though, for the record.
Yep. I was going to ask you to make a roll.
It's only 13 right now though, so I'm being slightly perceptive and slightly
Not.
cocky.
Or maybe trying not to remember things.
Yeah, maybe
Alright.
a little bit of that too, actually.
The PTSD. It's coming back. Nah.
And not remembering it.
All right. So, as you guys continue along, the canyon formation changes a little bit. Nothing major, but you do realize that there is more vegetation that's starting to grow within the canyon here.
Ooh, anything edible?
Um,
From what I know in my experience of not desert knowledge.
yeah. So based on that, no idea. You know things are green, and green usually means something can eat it, but whether humanoids are on that list, you're not sure.
Hey, Boz, are these berries edible?
Let me check.
Go ahead, roll a survival check.
Give it to me. I'll taste it.
Not like you're gonna die.
That was off the board.
That was very much.
It's the
That's the
same
same thing.
number.
That's what I was.
You got a little goatee going
Survival?
on there?
It's a 10.
10.
Plus 6. So.
On a technicality, yes, but they're not known to be enjoyable or really good for you.
Those are a bit tart, and if you like something super sour, then you may want to try them. Apparently, all the kids love sour things nowadays.
Well, I mean, it's worth a try if it's not gonna kill me.
I don't think it'll kill you.
If it does, I can handle that.
We can both handle that. Different ways, though.
Yeah, it's been a while. Yeah, that's fair. Some scrub.
They're whispering about
So what are you doing?
He's talking about his beard.
Gotcha.
Yeah,
What's Helene doing?
eating berries.
Okay.
Sorry.
Survival
So,
check. Charisma
Yeah.
check.
Constitution.
Constitution. There we go. I knew it was one of
no
these words.
constitution check is required, but you go and bite into it, and you're kind of expecting, at least a little, like, plump juiciness, and it's not that at all. It's
like a
actually
juniper
almost
berry.
like, huh?
It's like a
juniper
It's
juniper
much
berry.
more like a juniper berry. There's a little bit of moisture in it, but you almost have to chew it out a bit. And it does have, like, once you actually get to the moisture, all of a sudden it's super tart and sour.
When her face puckers, he goes, I told you.
But yeah,
How's it taste? Do you need something to drink?
Yeah, that kind of tastes like rat shit.
How do you know what?
Don't
Never.
ask. Don't ask. You don't want to know. Anyways, can I have something to drink? Do you have anything?
Yeah, I've got a water skin.
Thanks.
I think I have alcohol somewhere.
Helene, go ahead and roll me a straight d20.
And that came out as a 19.
Okay. Boz, go ahead and roll me a straight d20.
Uh-oh.
Did he actually give me water?
Yeah.
Okay.
11.
No, he gave you one.
Okay.
What are you talking about?
So,
She's not Jesus. She can't turn water into wine.
Who knows? Maybe I can.
Helene,
Maybe I'm a little bit magician.
as you are walking through, you just spit out the berry, you're taking a big sip, maybe tilting your head back, and you feel like the ground under you, like, just get a little bit softer. Nothing too much. Nothing really changes.
Okay.
As you keep walking through. Boz, you see her just kind of walking through. And as you start walking, one step you feel like, oh, it's a little bit of sand. And then your next step, all of a sudden your foot goes a solid 1.5 feet into the sand.
Oh crap!
Do I see this?
Oh, everyone, like, all of a sudden kind of sees it.
But we're,
Okay.
we were.
I'm
in
gonna
front.
I'm
And-
gonna pull on Azure a bit and be like,
Kron also
Okay.
Because
Start
Kron was
singing.
right there as
Is
well.
it just a narrow strip, or is
Library
it, or is it like a
sinking.
big? Because if I take my staff, put it against the ground sideways, do I get?
You do not know. Kron is next to you though, and he is
Does
now
he
has
have this sinking feeling?
Kron has both of his feet, and he's almost knee deep.
Okay, so do I hear this?
Well, you just hear. I don't know if Boz says
Whoa.
anything, but yeah, Kron goes.
I immediately turn around.
And then I'm like, Azure, stop.
What the heck
Azure,
happened to you
stop walking,
guys?
Azure.
Okay,
I look at the
Kron,
ground below me.
Stop moving, and just relax.
And as you everyone stops and freezes, you notice Boz and Kron just very slowly starting to sink. You're both at
me,
for
Azure, and Maz are
I'm gonna say both of you are probably about knee deep.
Okay, somebody come take my staff as I reach it way out.
I can't help you.
No, you stay
But-
there. You stay there.
I'm gonna hop off. I'm gonna declaw myself away from Azure so Azure can help pull them up. And I'll even give Azure my staff. Be like, if you need to use my staff to help
Get Kron with
put
the
them out of
staff.
the water.
I'm gonna cautiously check the edges around the path, like the walls of the canyon, and see where it is more firm than others. Because I obviously felt where it was slightly soft.
You were
but I
not heavy
didn't
enough to
sink
trigger
because
it.
I'm only 30 pounds.
I also
so-
had the roll played a
the
factor
roll
in that.
helped,
Yeah.
but I'm only 30 pounds,
Yeah.
so I'm significantly lighter than most
Yeah,
of the
100
party
pounds,
members.
at least.
That's a good
I think
thing.
I still weigh half of what you
yeah,
weigh.
because I weigh a dead 100.
Yeah.
140.
If that. Yeah, if that.
So
Maybe
Helene,
like
go ahead and roll me an
97.
investigation.
Some.
I wait for the investigation before I do what I'm gonna
Yeah.
do.
Brain cell's not working. Can I roll a perception check instead?
Nope.
Okay, that's a 6.
6. So you're kind
What
of
about
scurrying
insight?
around.
What about insight?
Nope.
The ground's thinking.
Looking around, just on a general perception, it's kind of easy to see that this area definitely opened up. There's not vegetation, and it's almost kind of from wall to wall canyon side. There's a little vegetation on the very edges, but distinguishing this from other patches of ground was almost impossible. And you do take your, I'm gonna say you could find a stick and you're kind of poking the ground, and it does seem like there are parts that are solid, so you're not really able to tell exactly where these spots are.
Okay.
So you're doing that.
I am going to actually take, because she handed me her quarterstaff, and with my best blind man impression, I'm going to tap it around the area that they're at, so I don't accidentally, step into an area that I will sink into as well.
Roll me investigation with advantage.
Because he has a stick.
Yeah.
He has
Because I have a stick.
It's not a stick, it's a quarter
You're aware of
staff.
it. You have a tool. You're extra checking. Yeah, with advantage.
My quarter
Oh,
staff.
thank you, advantage. That's a 15.
15. All right.
Yeah, the other was a nat 1.
Oh.
Once you're aware of it, the DC is not too high, and nat 1 is still a failure, though. So
That one's a nat 1.
you're able to find the spot, and it's about 2.5 to 3 feet, from where Kron and Azure are. You kind of feel
Azure.
with
Boz.
sorry,
Yes.
Boz. Thank you.
Yes.
Where Kron and Boz are, you feel kind of that hard line. It was like, okay, this is where it stops. There is a shelf of rock that you can stand on, and it seems very supportive at this point. But it does make for a bit of an odd angle trying to pull out, but you did find it.
Okay.
That's what she said.
I'm going to take as best of a vantage as I can, as I'm going to hold out the stick.
My staff. It's a staff, not a
It's a
stick.
stick.
For you, it's a stick.
It's a stick.
As he does this, I'm going to make sure that Kron reaches for the staff, since I have my own, and somebody else can grab it if they need to.
I'm gonna
Not you.
interject and say that Mazmundi is gonna grab your stick.
Yes. He gets
Hi.
he needs to get a good grip on it with both hands.
Yep, with both hands. You're ready to pull and readjust.
Oh Lord.
We are so bad.
Well, yeah. I'm gonna try
We're real
and
bad.
pull the. I'm gonna try and pull the
Pull the
robo
crawl.
friend
All right,
as best as I can. I'm gonna try and pull the robo friend.
go to make me a strength check.
19. I needed that earlier on the rock.
All right, 19 is enough though, where you start pulling Kron because of how it is. You're not like pulling him straight out. You're really pulling him more towards you. With a 19,
Princess Bride, you're just pulling out
yeah.
slowly.
God, guys.
I love the fact that I still somehow started this, but now everyone's falling for it.
Boz will need a cigarette after this.
Yeah.
That's good for you.
But yeah. So you, as you start kind of pulling him, you see his body starts going sideways. As on one side, he's still sinking in a little bit, but you're pulling him closer to the point where he's almost able to now reach the edge. But it still needs a little more to go, but he's almost there.
Okay.
And go ahead and just for simplicity's sake, go ahead and roll another strength check that we'll use for Maz of pulling Boz out.
14.
14. So Maz is struggling more with Boz.
You stuck, bro.
Stuck.
You're not... Like, your body's starting to tilt more towards it, but that pressure around your knee down, and it's starting to get above the kneecap now, is getting more intense. And unfortunately, the bit of pulling back and forth, and we'll say Boz with his elephant hands, or almost more like pads, like just can't get a great kind of grip on it.
Oh, gee, it's up to my knees.
Okay, Dr. Seuss.
That was Shel Silverstone.
All right. So, this continues. Helene, are you doing anything? Helene
actually-
or Ayala, are either of you two want to do anything or want to try to do anything?
I will hobble over, limp over, waddle over, however, and I'm gonna help because I see that Maz is struggling. I don't know how much help I can do, but I am going to grab and try to pull.
I just picture you
think I
pulling like on his waistband.
And then,
Leaning backward.
and then my arm, and then my
Yeah.
arm breaks off.
Yeah.
I do have a mage hand, but I don't think that'll help.
I think
5
it's only
pounds.
30.
Well, yeah, I can carry up to
pounds?
10 pounds.
10 pounds.
10
yeah.
pounds, yeah.
So yeah, I'll cast my mage hand to help out.
With 10 pounds.
Hey, 10 pounds.
10 pounds is 10 pounds.
All right.
So.
That's what
So
you
anyways,
wish she
I
said.
would like to be very perceptive. I would like to kind of just, I can't do a whole lot of anything right now. I'm just going to kind of like turn around and check our surrounding and make sure that like this was just a fluke and that there aren't people sitting there waiting to ambush us,
Okay.
bandits or kobolds or
Make me a
something
perception
like that.
check.
I
The
will
kobolds
do
are
that.
back.
Because you're taking your time on this also, and you've been in enough experiences, I'll also give you advantage on this one.
I am okay with that. Thank you, sir. That is a 15.
15. All right. So looking around, doesn't look like there's anything here to ambush you. You don't see anyone like peeking behind rocks or anyone up on the cliff tops. It seems relatively open. However, I'm going to send you a message as you do see something non-ambush related.
Oh no, it's a bullet.
Is it a puppy? Is that your dog?
Is that your dog?
Can I pet that dog?
All right. So besides from that, let's do 2 more strength rolls. Azure, first one for you and Kron.
Ouch. Nat 1 was a 5.
So we're going to
He
say
starts slipping.
that Kron actually... Yeah, we're going to say that you actually lose footing and you slip down. So neither of you
No.
lose it. And he sinks in more. Now, he doesn't go any further out away, so he's still really close to the shelf. But with kind of all of a sudden that sudden lurch, like almost kind of a stop lurch, it creates a little gap and he falls in a little more, and it's almost up to his waist now.
Oh, they're left.
Okay, go ahead and roll me a strength check for Mazdamunde.
14 again.
I got a 15 on mine, and I'm helping Maz.
That was 17.
With that help, it is just enough to slowly start pulling Boz.
Yay!
Yeah.
And I I picture when I'm trying to pull back, if I step back on my heel, I can feel it starting to crack again. And like Mans is like shifting, trying to hold everything into place.
I was almost typing on the wrong thing. That's exactly it. Okay, because there's no other dangers, and you guys did make the first successful ones, except for that last one. Azure, let's keep rolling. Let's see how this goes.
Let's get out of the pit.
6.
Oh my god,
I rolled a 2.
they're both going in.
Oh gosh. Kron is sinking more. And it's like
Okay.
it's
You still have that hemp rope, right?
d-
You still have
Yeah,
that
I have
hemp
the
rope,
rope.
right? Can you throw it to me?
He's currently in the puddle too.
You're on the opposite side though.
I was in front of you.
They're
Therefore,
everyone-
you were behind me.
But they're away from
We're
you.
pulling away from.
Because
Okay,
everyone
then
else
throw it to somebody. And they can tie it to something, and then
Oh,
you
yeah.
can pull yourself out.
Are there trees to
There
the side
are
of the rope?
rocks.
Trees
There
and
are
rocks?
rocks.
So yes, I will pull out the rope, which I have in my bag, and
Is he able to get it though? Because you were.
I have one hand on the thing. So actually, can I pull the rope out? So am I using both
With
hands
one
to hold
hand. All you gotta do is open your backpack, stick a hand
you can
in.
definitely attempt to do that, but you'll have to make a strength check.
it? Okay, I'm going to use a little guidance on myself before I do that.
Okay.
My strength isn't terrible, but it's not great. Oh. 14.
I will say that is enough. You're able to find the rope, and your hand is starting to slip as you went from trying to support everything with 2 just to 1. But you hold on just enough to be able to like chuck the rope and grab on with your other hand.
I'm gonna send Mans. I know Mans does not want to leave my ankle, but I'm going to send him to catch the rope and do what he can to tie it to something, while we're still trying to pull him out.
Or even if he wraps it around something, it causes an advantage that can't be pulled away.
Yeah, but I
Even
have to
Tulus.
convince Mans to do this.
Oh, come on. He's a reasonable hand. He can do it. No,
See,
he's not.
no.
No, he's not.
All right. Go and roll. So Mans is taking the rope and trying to anchor it.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. There's enough rocks and even some like shrubbery here that's going to be very simple. We'll say that he's able to do that.
Okay.
So
Wow, he has a +1 in strength.
Wow.
Wow.
Yeah, because he's just...
the power of obsession.
I was like, his hand is flexed.
He's actually stronger than both of them.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Azure, let's see the 2 rolls.
hilarious.
First one for you pulling out Kron.
So, I actually have a question. How far deep is Kron at this point?
Waist deep.
Okay.
Oh boy.
I'm waiting to see if he gets to a certain point before I use my emergency button.
Pull the lever, Crunk.
That is a 9. It's slowly getting higher. Sadly, it's slowly, but it's getting higher.
He sinks a little more, not as much, but now it's if he had a belly button, like it would be like just above the belly button now.
Okay.
Okay, roll for Maz.
I rolled a 15 for my assist.
14 again. What the fuck?
I should be rolling for Mads because I'm trying to help pull.
Why am I getting so consistent with Muzz? He's not even here.
Yeah, but that's 2 together with a 15.
However, since Maz has tied off the rope, and it's an additional thing, go ahead and roll a strength check, Boz, because now you can actually pull on something to help more.
14.
14. All right.
Guys, you guys are just littered with 14s.
I know, it's weird.
I'm sorry, I had a 15. Thank you
Yes.
very much.
Okay, Maz, Boz, you are now actually making progress towards it, and you're not sinking in anymore. That was stable enough. No good. The rolls weren't great enough, though. All right, Azure, roll again. First one for you and Kron.
You can do it. You can do it.
It's a 6 again.
Oh my gosh.
I'm probably going to end up doing my emergency button on this next one.
Kron is sinking in. His arms are still above, but it is, and he's just out of reach from where the shelf is, but the shelf is under some sand, so there's not like anything solid for him to really grab onto. And he's just like, "This isn't working. Please help."
With that and seeing how far he's sunk down, I don't want to. I'm gonna
Let's roll for Maz first.
Yeah.
Yeah, I rolled a 5 for me.
Miles rolled a 9.
Was it 9?
Yeah.
Okay.
And my assist was a 5.
Okay. Because of the rope, because of all of that, You sink just a little bit more. You're like mid-thigh at this point.
Those are some horrible rolls.
Yeah, this is not going well.
Well, there went my ankle.
I'm gonna need another.
I also have a mercy button too, but
Anything else that you want to do, Helene? Anything else you can think of?
There's no vegetation right here, correct?
There is some on the outskirts a bit.
Okay, how far away is that from the center where they're at?
From them, like 60 feet.
60 feet from them?
Yeah.
So that's like
How-
100 feet for you.
No, I'm saying I thought that this was like a fairly skinny canyon at this point. So I thought the canyon was all of like 10, maybe 20 feet across.
No. It's wider.
It's much wider right here.
Yeah.
Okay.
And from your initial perception check, like on the edges, there's a little bit of vegetation, and it does appear solid enough there. This is more of just almost kind of like a wide
solid
circle.
enough for there to be roots in the ground.
Yeah.
I don't really think there's anything I can do with my -2 strength here. So
Hey, I had a -2 and I was rolling 17s. You never know. Just roll.
well, I also
Halfling
have
power.
to run way over to the other side to try to help.
Yeah, I don't think you can do it before I'm gonna do what I'm gonna do.
Yeah, that's fair. I'm just gonna roll another perception, try to keep an eye out.
Okay.
Make sure we're not gonna get ambushed.
If it's perception, it's 11. If it's investigation, it's a 6. 'Cause I am not intelligent.
All right. Everything looks clear for right now, but it's
Cool.
really hard to not look at the
Sinking.
the
robot.
sinking, almost potentially dying party members right there in front of you.
I have a question.
Yes.
How do wild shape swarms work?
Swarms?
You can become wild shape is a swarm of rats. It's a 1/4 item.
I think there's a ruling on this. I would actually say that you cannot
Okay.
a wild shape into a swarm.
Oh, okay, that's fine. I feel myself going down, and I'm a cat, and I just hop out of the wall of the sand.
All right. That very quick shrink, like that instantaneous magical change inside, leaves a bit of a vacuum that you're able to
Oh, goody.
like grab onto the claw.
Claws.
Yeah, the claws right there. I would like you to make... Okay, 2 things. Azure, go for Maz, roll me a strength check. And
Get
for
launched.
Boz, go ahead and roll me a dexterity. Actually, no. Even as a cat, roll me a strength check, but I'll give you advantage on it.
Do I
15.
do I need a roll?
Not yet. Not for this one.
I gotta
Okay.
double check a cat's strength.
Meowdy partner.
Because I suddenly lost a lot of weight.
Yes, you did.
Can I use Dex though as a cat?
Not for the purpose of this check.
Okay, because they have a -4 to strength.
Yes, they do.
So that would be a
God.
7.
Roll good, roll good, roll
So,
good.
But I'm
This is
You
the
had a
image that
super
happens.
light.
You're sure light, and this was not about you getting out. Getting out was a foregone conclusion. It's the fact that you've got a large person with a lot of strength yanking really, really hard on something. Then all of a sudden, instead of 100 pounds and a lot of pressure, it turns into about 5 to 10 pounds with no pressure.
10 pounds is a fat cat.
Yeah.
Well,
That is
I
now
have a
holding
fat
on to
cat.
that same branch object. So that branch all of a sudden goes woof. And as a
just
cat,
flung me.
unfortunately, your strength to hold on was not quite high enough.
my poor staff is
So there's just this
You just
cat.
went
Now you
flying.
give me a chance.
It's a good thing the cats land on
This
this.
is Boz's.
Yeah, you
Oh,
all.
yeah.
What color cat are
'cause
you?
you use my stuff.
Black cat.
Or
Go-
Tabby?
Go for a black cat.
I'm going for
Orange
a
cat.
Yeah, you
Calico.
should be an orange cat because they're all
Sort of.
boys.
Sort of, but not quite.
Calico?
It's gonna be a tortoiseshell.
Calicos
I love
are
those. I
boys.
had a tortoiseshell.
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 I had a
So you'll
tortie
see
too.
this tortoiseshell colored cat just go
They're a little bitches, though.
and fly.
We just hear.
Yeah. Yeah. And I'm gonna say, like, Boz, you go solid like 40 feet. You are flung. All right. Yeah.
Claws.
Into
Well, that's the thing. Like,
wall.
as Maz pulls back, you see these long claw marks scratching all the way to the end of the wood. Because Boz tried to hold on, but
Oops.
not quite enough. Yeah.
But we were failing our strength anyway, so it's like, ugh.
Yeah.
But I really want them to focus on
Kron.
Kron.
Kron and not on me, because this was taking far too long.
All right. So with that freed up, Azure, what are you doing?
So
You're thinking about this, and all of a sudden you hear, yeah.
It's like the little R2D2.
it
that's
doesn't
like,
change his thought process in knowing that he needs to save somebody and knowing that he has an ability that lets him. I'm going to rage. Because when I rage, I grow to a large creature getting a 5 feet increase to my actual reach.
I'm worried about the edge of the sandy path.
Okay.
Yeah.
So you rage and you grow.
I am going to try
grow.
my
I like
damnedest
that word.
to pull this man out.
All right.
With rage, I still get my advantage on this.
Okay. Roll with advantage.
But yeah, to do this, stick grows. Hold big stick.
2 and a 3.
Pull with big stick.
Let's see.
Don't break my big stick.
19.
Okay.
Much better.
So you start pulling Kron out, and like he gets more to the shelf, but unfortunately it was like just below his armpits. So you're pulling him out now. It's now back down to like mid-stomach.
Yeah, I don't know if me being large, so the strength and carrying
Hit him.
capacity thing with large
Somebody
creatures
hit
would
him.
apply.
Somebody hit him. I'm just screaming from the other side because I've been around this
I
guy
mean,
and I know how the rage works.
They're all busy.
Except
Well-
the cat's now running back.
The cat is flying. She was just pulling on Maz's belt. So
What I'm
she
saying
can-
is you've got an option.
You could shoot out.
Shoot
I'm
me,
gonna
damn it!
try. How?
You can throw a rock.
I could, but I have to injure him, correct? Or
No.
do I
Nope,
just
I just
attack
have to be
him?
attacked. I just have to be attacked.
You had to be hit.
I can hit him.
No,
Or
he has to be attacked. Doesn't have to
Does
hit.
he have to be damaged?
here's what I'm gonna
And
say
you haven't
is
been attacked by a hostile creature. It does
Okay.
not
Yeah.
specify I have to be hit. I just have to be attacked.
that's why I'm changing it, is because even with her doing this, you
She's
would
not
not
hostile
see
unless
her
she
as a
hits.
hostile.
Gotcha.
And that's why I would have the thing of they would have
Ah.
to damage you because they're not a
I
hostile.
got it. I can do it.
Well,
When-
I can try to throw something at him.
While
too.
she's
I don't know
scream-
how initiative goes right now.
While
because we
she's
didn't
screaming,
really
hit him, hit him.
Okay.
I'm gonna be like, connect the dots.
hit
and-
him with the rock.
And I'm gonna crawl over the best that I can, like quickly, because I, have one leg right now.
City of shit right there.
And I'm going to grab him around. Do you have a tail?
Yes.
yes.
I'm gonna grab his tail and I'm gonna shocking grasp it.
Oh.
Ooh, okay.
Ooh, you said to hit him.
What's
Said
it from
hit him. I didn't say electrocute him.
So shocking grasp.
It's toss to hit.
Yep. Deliver shock. I have advantage if the target. Are you wearing any metal?
I am not.
Okay,
You
good.
don't have a belt buckle on or anything?
It does refer to like metal armor.
Okay,
Yeah.
okay.
It's got to be a substantial amount of metal.
Okay, so let's see here.
Yeah, the most metal I have on me is my sword. That's it. That's the extent.
Does a 22 hit you?
Yeah.
Okay, good.
Actually.
You are gonna take 6 lightning damage.
Could have gone on the lower end.
I
Did she intentionally half it because she's not trying to hurt this person?
No.
Womp womp.
No, that was just a high roll for Shock and Grasp, too.
Yeah,
Yeah, it
it was.
Because it hasn't been bumped up yet. That was just a really good roll.
The one time that we do good, it's against each other.
Yeah,
I
this
don't know.
whole.
I did good in the last fight.
That's right, you did.
Yeah. I didn't get a chance to fight.
All right, Azure, you feel this jolt as it feels like your tail, like to your tail, like through your tailbone, like
Up
right to
your
your ass,
spine.
is getting smoked. So,
You just hear. Burnt flesh.
Yeah, and I can't take reactions, which is fine.
Yep.
I'm not using my reactions right now.
All right. Go ahead. At this point, Maz is also kind of running over, but go ahead and make another strength check with advantage.
20.
20. Kron continues to be pulled up, and at this point, we'll say Maz gets over. Go ahead and roll a strength check for Maz to also kind of help reach out and start
50.
pulling up. Okay. He's going up even more now.
Yeah, I heard 50 as well.
I heard 50. Yeah.
Ah, yes.
Maz is just like,
He rolled up 50.
All right. So, do you want someone... it's about to be your turn again. Is anyone attacking...
Okay, am I back?
Yes, you're back.
Okay, so as a cat, I'm just gonna go like
just like swipe at him.
Scratch him.
because it's a very low
Okay.
damage, and he's resistant to it.
This is true.
Mans can strangle him.
Roll.
I don't think it's gonna hit.
I would give you advantage on it. Because he's not trying to dodge it this
That's
time.
worse. It's restrained technically, so yes. Plus 0 to hit, so that's 10 to hit.
Yeah, no.
It does 1 slashing damage.
I can try again.
Roll it.
Wait, how much health do you have, by the way?
11.
Okay, you're fine.
Does
Yeah,
a,
no, I used one of my D12s on the last long rest.
Okay.
Does a 13 hit?
It does not.
Okay.
Unarmored
That was a
defense,
very angry
kiddos. Unarmored defense.
I can just have, I'll be like, Mans, you need to attack him.
Everyone's attacking
Everyone's
the
attacking
barbarian.
And so Mans is going to, claw.
Okay. Actually, roll me a persuasion check.
Oh god, this is going to be awful.
I'm going to roll 4 mans.
Just have him strangle me. For once, it might be worth it.
Oh,
Choke me harder.
19.
19.
Yeah, good roll.
All right. It does not take... Mans does listen. He will attempt to attack Azure.
Yeah, when he goes into attack, I'm going to push myself away. Just because the boys got it.
Okay.
Am I being attacked?
Yes, you're getting a hand job
Roll.
from Mans.
To attack.
Nice.
Oh, roll me? Okay. Ooh, Mans got a nat 20.
No way.
I kid you not. So let's see what his claw does. His whole little teeny tiny claw.
Oh, boy. Okay.
What injury is he going to deal to me from the injury table?
No, it's Mans. Are you kidding me? 4, 5,
Oh my gosh.
7, 8 damage.
Half to 4.
Which is halved.
Yeah. So 4 damage. As Mans is just clawing at you.
So,
Guys, I lost.
go ahead and
I lost
roll me-
all of the health I got from the short rest.
Go ahead and roll me a D100.
74.
Because Mans not only was convinced, he has
Really
free reign to willingly attack a humanoid for the first time in a long time. He does not hold back, and
been a
unfortunately,
very long-
it's more than intended.
And I'm just gonna be like, Mans! Mans! No!
So what'd you roll?
Oh, I have to roll a D100?
D100.
I had rolled it. I
You
got
rolled
the
74.
74.
I rolled an 81.
What did he do to my ankles?
Who said he has your ankles? He
How
has
high
your,
can he jump?
he has
That's
your
the
left
question.
butt cheek.
So this is what he does. Oh. And you, Ayala, you haven't seen this side of Mans in a while.
And
it reminds you of like, this is why. This is why I have to keep him on a tight leash. So Mans lets go of your wrist and goes up and like initially grabs the Azure around the footwear that he's got, but starts climbing up. And it's almost like Mans knows what he's trying to go for. As he goes up, almost looking for a weak point. And Azure with his arms stretched out, you can see his muscles kind of flexing around. And you can see his rib cage kind of going up, like expanding some as he's breathing and pulling. As Man goes up and he puts his fingers, like his thumb underneath one of the ribs and his fingers on the other. And he just starts squeezing, and all of a sudden you hear a crunch as Azure, you suffer broken ribs.
Oh no, what does that do?
This qualifies as an internal injury. Whenever you attempt to take an action in combat, you must make a DC 10 Constitution saving throw. On a failed save, you lose your action and can't use reactions. The injury heals if you receive magical healing or spend 10 days doing nothing but resting.
You can't carry me anymore.
No, he cannot.
I can fix that.
I'm just.
It
when
does
I-
specify an action in combat.
Okay, when I see Mans just do this and I hear the cracking sound, I'm like, oh no, not again. Mans! No, lighter. He just.
You hear a cat sigh.
Oh man, just suddenly on Azure's shit list.
Oh, he's so excited though. He's a happy,
He got
happy
attacked.
boy.
All right,
Man's finally got to
Azure,
hurt somebody.
go and roll me a strength check with advantage. This is not combat, so you're not required to make... Actually, because it's this first one, do make me a con save.
Oh my god.
I believe you have advantage.
On con, no.
No, you have.
Regardless, that's a 22.
Oh yeah, you're fine. You're able to... So what was your 2 strength checks?
When the rib breaks, you're like,
I got 21.
21? Okay. With everyone now pulling, the sand going over, you're able to get Kron to the point where his upper half is now pulled out of the sand. And you guys have successfully pulled him out.
So right after that happens, I turn back, and I immediately use Cure Wounds on Azure's ribs because I heard the crack. I was there.
Ayala, go ahead and make me a persuasion check
me or Mans?
on Mans.
On Mans, okay.
So you on Mans.
No, I'm getting healed right now too. If he's not told to calm down, I'm fighting him.
So I have, let's see, 24.
Oh, very nice.
With that authority that you rarely bust out with Mans, that true, like, oh, if Mans had a full name,
I'm thinking that, like, when I yell at him, like, because he's not listening to me in this, and so I'm going to talk to him in, what is it, like a demon speech? Infernal.
Ooh, I understand every word of this.
And it is just going to be the most colorful thing that, like,
Let's keep the colorful to a minimum.
exactly, yeah.
okay, pretend it's censored out. What do you say?
She's just like, Mans! Beep, 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 stop you, beep, beep.
Azure's just like,
Azure,
Azure's just like
make,
Azure
yeah,
has,
Azure, make a wisdom saving throw.
like Azure
He
has
is more damaged by
nobody
this
other
he was
than
by the
Mans has
injury.
ever seen Ayala like lose her shit.
trying to remember how to map. 14? 15. 15.
You're okay, but just. You had
Guys,
rage.
Mom's
angry. You had rage for Mans, and that is now gone at the moment.
You feel?
He just got told down.
Yeah.
You get 8 hit points back.
Thank you.
And as that happens, like Mans, like drops off, falls back, and then just scurries back and latches back onto your ankle, Ayala.
I'm just gonna sit there and I'm gonna kind of just pet him like, oh, broke the fucking finger off. Just sit there and pet him like this and be like, I know, you got a little carried away. It's okay. I'm not mad at you. You can't do that to friends.
He's like, you told me to hurt him.
Azure, you feel your rib like magically and forcibly like reconnect, and there's this little bit of a pop and a grind, but it feels a lot better. Your tail also feels better too.
I did heal most of the damage I took during us keeping up that rage, so
Yeah.
I will take it.
Oh, this was exciting. How are we gonna get across? And I kind of hold my hand out to Azure and be like, can I have my staff back, please? And I'm really sorry. I'm really, really sorry.
You know, considering the how you just told him off. Like, I think we're square. I think we're square.
You understood that. Of course you did.
He's a tiefling.
Please don't repeat that, especially to Helene. She does not need to hear that.
Did you
If I
say
do,
my
it
name?
will be in the native tongue.
I am very curious what magic spell you cast to make my hand stop.
It was a very powerful
I think
one.
it was called
Even
shame.
I could tell you that.
It's called Mama's Gonna Knock You Out.
Mama's about to turn into a monk. That's what's about to happen.
She's like, no, there was no magic there. Not at all.
Debatable.
Not at all.
Hey, you guys. If you stick to the side by the vegetation, then you can get out a little bit easier. It's more solid ground there. I don't know if Maz will be able to get through that because he's, a bigger guy. But if you guys stick to the edge, you should be okay.
I mean, how big was the actual thing from what I was able to kind of gauge?
So the entirety of this is probably about 50 feet across.
Okay.
But there is pathways on the far sides of this.
Okay.
So we just have to walk around.
Yep.
Like I said.
Can I use your staff?
Sure.
I'm gonna use his staff and my staff like crushes.
Okay.
So that way
that would
nobody
be
has.
painful.
Yeah.
Yep. But is it really gonna hurt me?
It might
You
take
still
Capture
feel
your
pain,
arm.
so I mean.
Oh yeah, no,
yeah.
it's. But I'm thinking, it saves him from carrying me. 'Cause I already feel super guilty about that.
I mean,
This
Maz
one can't carry me.
Maz could.
Yeah. I guess.
No, you see, that's when we just unstitch your arms, replace them with the
Replace them with the
quarterstaff.
crutches.
something straight out of a horror movie right there. I rolled a 17 for my investigation.
Okay.
Now that everything has gone down, I'm kind of wandering away to go look at that thing that you told me about.
Okay. So, everyone else, you're able to make it across the way.
Avoid that spot too. That spot's a little soft. I'm just kind of pointing out the few spots that I found as I was.
Which you're able to map out pretty well.
Yeah, cool.
I just picture Helene going around and sticking little sticks in all the spots that we have to avoid.
It's about this wide.
She like sets up a little perimeter.
Got a little glitter. You can just write glitter on the bad spots.
I should carry around glitter in my pocket.
Oh God, no, you shouldn't.
Little
Pocket
emergency
glitter.
glitter.
I probably have some on me, knowing me.
Probably got some on your face.
All right. So, what would the party like to do? Are you waiting for info? Okay. So, with that, we're going to go ahead and take a short break then.
All right.
Okie dokie.
All right. We'll see you back soon. All right, and we're back. And as you can see, we have someone new. Tim joined. So, real quick, Tim, quick introduction.
Yeah, I am Tim. I am playing Mazdamundi, the large elephant man cleric and devout worshipper of Thor.
Yes.
I got my accent pretty spot on then, I'd say.
You did.
Shut
Yeah, it wasn't bad.
Shut it.
All right. So, returning after the party just encountered a little bit of quicksand, or at least the equivalent of, you guys were able to navigate around it, and you're all on the other side. Not too much of a trouble. So from here, what would everyone like to do?
So, first of all, I kind of want to point this out to you guys. I saw some tracks. I couldn't really help when all y'all were stuck in the quicksand, so I kind of just started looking around a little bit and waiting for you guys to be done. And I saw these tracks on the ground, and they look really funky. And Boz, if you wanted to look at them, I wasn't sure if you would recognize them or not.
I think I'll join you and take
Yeah, we'll take a look.
They look almost like
I've been known to be rather
insect-like.
Oh, okay.
I'm not sure though.
I'll give myself guidance as I do my survival check on that.
Okay.
Survival or perception?
Let's do in this one
It's
survival because it's trying to identify it.
Yeah, identify tracks is literally survival.
Do they have any sort of odor coming off of them?
Not on this case.
Okay.
It smells like dirt.
I'm like,
15.
they nasty.
15.
Sorry, that was
All right.
loud.
18.
18. All right. I would like both of you to go ahead and roll me a history check, please.
I am proficient, so I have a +0.
Ooh.
14.
4.
4. All right. The way Helene described it for both of you, you do see it quite clearly, and it does look very. The appendages are very narrow for whatever this was, and there seems to be some overlap and a little drag. So it does look like if you took almost like an ant and kind of upscaled it. There's no paw tracks. You don't even really see claw marks or anything. It is very. It's something that does feel more like an exoskeleton of sorts moving through. Buzz, you have no idea.
I've never seen this before in my life.
You have not.
I know what the tracks look like quite well, but I don't know what they belong to.
Yep. While Maz, you've got a good suspicion. And you know a little bit about these creatures. You more have heard the name. You probably haven't encountered them some, but you know that they are underground. They dig tunnels underground. That is an onkag.
It is an onkeg.
Yes.
How much would Maz be pretty familiar with them? These type of creatures? Or just vaguely?
More of the vagueness of it. You probably haven't dealt with them directly.
Right,
It's more of just based off your history. You've heard a lot of travelers, and they're an uncommon occurrence, but
Right.
you know, a few times a year you hear about encounters or at least sightings. And this matches a lot of what you know. And you've got a general knowledge of kind of what they look like and some of their behaviors too.
Well, I'm like looking at the tracks for a moment. I like stand up, and then Mazdamundi's eyes go wide for a minute. And he's like, "Fucking hell, I thought they were making it up. I didn't think they were out here. Any of you heard of an ankeg before?
No, I've
Smugglers used to use them as like excuses whenever they lose their cargo around these canyons, and you know, like Kobolds and stuff. It's just like another thing I thought they were making up. But this kind of looks like an ankeg, from what I've heard.
Do I?
Yeah, can we roll to see?
I would say out of the rest of you, only Azure.
Okay.
So-
Actually, no. I will Azure and Ayala. Helene would not though.
No.
What is
Neither
this,
would Kron.
history?
History check.
It's kind of like a
You've got differing
big bleeding
levels
bug.
for the two of you.
I have 17.
You have no idea.
17.
You've kind of heard the same things. It's the same. You've heard rumors. You know the name. You've heard descriptions, but you've never encountered one.
Okay.
Big bug bites. Pretty much.
Yeah.
I think it makes a hive or a nest.
That's pretty much. If I know exactly, yeah. We'll just go with yeah.
Well, I'll tell you what, it would be a problem if we run into it. Because they, from what I've heard, I'm pretty sure they're man-eaters.
Oh,
We got
that's
2 women
lovely.
here.
I mean, they'll eat them too.
Oh, okay.
Should I be concerned?
I don't know if they eat
Probably
metal.
not.
I think you'd be fine, really. You ain't got any fleshy bits.
Not
Even if
that I
they try to
know.
chew on him?
I wouldn't
I mean,
use
if
him
he
like a
smelled
toothpick.
like us enough, right? If somebody wants to start hugging him now, if you want to feel included, and then they could probably attack you.
I can't say that I want to be, but I
No,
would
I'm just
guess
thinking-
it's probably better that I am than some of you guys.
Oh, pardon me. Excuse me. What's the sound of that?
I'm trying to think of like a sound, like that sound comes from Kron somehow.
My battery is full.
Download complete.
Software update. I
I
mean,
say
I'm sure you'll be fine.
we should go. We should
probably
go.
get out of here.
Absolutely.
But don't the tracks go the way we're going?
Ah,
We just we won't stop. We'll just keep going.
They look like they're a couple of days old, so we
do
might.
that. Would I know just from any sort of background knowledge if these creatures prefer like? Do they go directly down, or do they like to go in the walls, kind of thing?
Generally more directly down.
Oh,
Oh, so these pits may have been them.
yeah. This might have been some churned earth from them digging tunnels and whatnot. Maybe one of them collapsed.
Maybe that's a good.
Oh bloody
Either
hell!
way,
I
I
hope
think we
it's not
should-
unkeg breeding season.
Really? You had to bring that up.
Well, if they're, making a ruckus and they collapse one of their tunnels, it would make sense.
Then let's just keep moving.
Yeah, let's get the
I think we should
bleeding hell out of here.
keep to the edges so that we don't fall in again.
Yeah, I was about to suggest the same thing.
All right.
Wipes away the sweat.
I'm just gonna look at him and be like, "Uppies." Just kidding.
All right.
Ah, sure. Just over the shoulder.
Pretty much.
Non-ceremoniously, just.
Yeah, yeah. You watch my back, I watch the front.
Sounds fantastic.
And as you're carrying her, especially if you're just tossing her over the shoulder, you got Mans about a foot away
From your face.
from your face, just holding on as he's currently just latched on between the two dislocated joints that Ayala has at her ankle.
And I'm thinking there might be a little blood on him from Azure.
Yeah, oh yeah, for sure. After breaking some ribs.
This ankle looks a bit rough.
Somebody will fix it. Hopefully.
Do I know how far we are out from town?
About 4 days.
Oh, 4 days?
Yeah.
How hurt are you?
I can walk-ish.
Would I know from this injury if I were to cast the Cure Wounds directly on it? Would it help?
I don't think it would help, would it?
In this case, no, because this is an injury that, because it's at a point where she's actually stitched, there's no actual living tissue that healing would bind back together.
Yeah,
This
you
is
would have
almost
to
much more
graft it.
akin to like an inanimate type of process that would need to be done.
It's
It's
become
like
an
this-
object.
If you saw like leather seams like on a couch and you just ripped it,
Oh. Yeah.
yeah.
Okay.
Yep, that's a good way to put it.
Like the, what's his face? Vaco from Soul Calibur?
Oh yeah.
But
Any-
sexier. I'm just kidding.
All right. So you guys continue on, and we will say that nothing actually happens for the rest of the day. Your travel is slowed slightly, though, keeping to the walls where there is more vegetation there. So not enough to slow you down significantly, but a little bit.
Okay.
Does any of the rest of the group look roughed up?
Just
Azure.
Azure.
Just that.
As we're walking, I go, Azure, you're looking a bit worse for wear, mate.
I just picture Mance like perking up and like,
Yeah, after you kind of had to help Helene, I may or may not have gone a little too gung-ho in that
I reach my
fight.
snoot out and I wave the signs for the incantation and I cast Healing Word, or Cure Wounds, excuse me, through my trunk.
Okay.
I get booped.
a
with it.
man of many talents.
I get booped by the schnoot.
Ho ho! Maximum healing!
Ooh.
Woo! You got 12 HP back.
Nice.
Nice,
And
nice.
that's one spell I'll never see again. Worth it.
Very, actually.
All right. So you guys continue the rest of the day and eventually find a good place to camp at night as your number of days left to the city is down to 3. So with everyone setting up camp, is there anything that anyone wants to do?
I'll take a moment and get a little, not too far from camp, just like, a few steps away, and just, do my normal prayers. Praying to the holy guardian, the troll slayer, the thunderer, for himself.
Thor himself.
Yeah. Just,
All right.
praying to keep the bugs away.
Roll me a religion.
I'm into it. That checks out. A religion. I'm proficient, so again, +0 for a total of 6.
So
6.
he's having just as much luck as I am.
Yeah.
Your connection is weak with your god at this
Parts in the right
time.
place, but
And unfortunately, as the prayer goes out, you know what you're facing. But unfortunately, you get almost a slight sensation that all Thor hears is protect from bugs. And is not overly impressed at this time and seems rather busy with something else.
That's funny.
fair enough.
I'm gonna write another letter to Takith about the quicksand.
All right. So, who would like to... Does anyone want to take a watch at any point? I
Yes.
know.
Well, to be 3 of us.
All right.
Well, they can take first watch.
So I'll say, how about you two take first?
Okay,
You can do that.
Sure.
we got
And
it.
then, do you want to take a...
I want to take one.
Okay.
He's feeling a lot better after getting healed for 12 HP. So.
Okay. We'll say you can take. You want to jump in at second or third watch?
I'll do third.
Okay.
So let him get some sleep.
All right. So first watch comes, and we've got Ayala, Kron, who also doesn't sleep, and Maz.
Hey.
So I would like two of you to go ahead and roll me perception checks.
2 of us, even though there's only 2 of us.
And Kron.
I don't think Kron is rolling though.
He could.
Would my sense of smell help me at all?
I will say yes on this one.
Oh,
I got a 19.
Advantage.
I got a 19.
I rolled 2 4s.
Yeah, it's a 0.
For a total of 10.
Okay.
Or excuse me, 8.
Dusty Canyon smells dusty. You get the slight hints of some
too.
moisture from the vegetation, as especially as the cold kind of sets in, but no other triggers.
I got a 19.
Nothing
19.
alarming.
Looking around, everything seems nice and quiet. You don't see any other major tracks, which in one sense is reassuring that it doesn't look the Onkeg were here, but in another sense is actually also very terrifying because where the tracks go to, you don't know.
Okay.
You know they went this way, and now they're not here.
Okay.
To sort of distract myself from the creeping dread, I probably would. Maz would probably be like, "I ever tell you about the time Thor killed the great stone giant?"
I am going to roll my eyes and be like,
Well, you see, they have been locked in battle for a few days, and he pretty much just goes through the night just telling stories.
Azure
and-
twitches in his sleep.
I was like, in my head, I'm just going, oh hell.
After he
Oh,
slayed him, he was
hell.
trapped underneath.
Kron is fascinated.
I'm just gonna like curl up against Kron and just keep writing and be like, now we have this guy that's going on and on about
As,
Thor.
I'm like talking at you for a little bit, and then I direct my attention to Crom and just start talking to him.
Like
Seeing
that
that you're
overly
like
drunk
checked
guy
out.
who realizes you're not paying attention, so he just focuses
Yeah,
on the
yeah.
other
But I don't
person.
start retelling anything, just continuing
Yep.
from where I was.
Just reset.
Yeah.
Mid-sentence even, when it happens. Yep. And Kron just is soaking it all in. Asking questions. It's like, so, how tall was that one?
You know, Thor didn't specify the height, but he said it was at least 6 times bigger than him.
I'm just gonna go,
The stories continue throughout the night.
I bet they do.
Yeah. He's got tons of them.
All right. Is there anything else that you want to ask or discuss during your shift?
Besides Thor's absolute bitter hatred of Fomorians, no.
Okay. Actually, that would raise the question from Kron. So, what is a Fomorian?
I think it's like a mucked up Cyclops. They're like evil and such, isn't it? I don't know, never seen one. I've just been told. He just really fucking hates them.
I didn't hear from you earlier, but when I asked, but I know Ayala is a seamstress, and the others didn't say too much, but none of them said they were an adventurer. Are you an adventurer?
Yeah. I went for a walkabout, which is basically an adventure. It's after you hit a threshold of time in a person's life, they need they're struck with wanderlust. Wander out into the world. I've seen all sorts of stuff.
Or as
Looking
you get
for me-
old enough, you
looking
need
for
to
me
just
mum
go
and dad,
looking for
actually.
meaning.
But never found.
You're asleep.
Not hide, no hide. I haven't seen a big elephant trunk anywhere in this godforsaken land.
Do you have a job on top of it, like
Sometimes. I fancy myself a fisherman, actually. And, I know how to make a good deal every now and then.
It's
A little bit of wandering, a little bit of trading.
Can elephants swim?
Yeah, I'm a pretty good swimmer. And I stick my trunk out the water so I can go a bit deeper than most. Which helps because I displace a lot of water.
I don't need to breathe when I swim, so.
That must be nice. And also deeply unsettling.
Just
and
Speaking of
man,
which, now that we're sitting here, does my divine sense give me any sort of vibes?
Woof. Do you
In a
wanna
way,
know
yeah.
the answer to that?
I was gonna say.
I was like, are you doing it on me or are you doing it on Mans? Because
No,
one's
no,
going to be a
just
lot
like-
higher than the other.
I mean, I just been praying a lot and hanging out. Might have just noticed some things.
Just going through. So
So you dead?
No.
like Kron specifically looks over to you now.
When he looks at me, I'm like, okay. So we're trying to find a term that means not dead, but not alive.
Undead.
I mean, when people think of undead, they think of zombies
Right.
and
It's
mindless.
not really flattering image, is
No,
it?
really, it isn't.
Not great PR with that one.
No.
That's a good question.
Because her
The
heart,
recently bereaved.
That's a mouthful.
It is a bit mouthy.
but it also
And
seems.
a little blood trips out of his trunk after saying a big word.
She like reaches over and wipes it.
Oh, thanks for that.
But what if it's not recent?
Right.
Hmm?
It's not. It's not.
I mean,
recent.
it's all relative, isn't it? You were recently dead if you have ever been dead. I feel. It's not really something I feel like that would leave you. Seems like quite a critical moment. It's usually the climax of life.
But you're kind of getting a new life, even though it's not a life
Right.
that you can.
You're a second rounder.
That does have a ring to it.
It also makes me sound like a hooker.
What's
I mean, listen, you want zombie or hooker? We're drifting in two different directions, but we need to
I
pick
could be a
now.
zombie hooker.
Zombie hooker. No, that's. I mean, it's not one you hear.
I'm
a lot.
just
For
gonna
legal
start
reasons,
laughing,
that's a
and I'm gonna
joke.
reach over and I'm
Ness
gonna.
also starts
I'm
laughing.
just gonna pat him on the arm and be like, "You were the only one that's allowed to call me that."
Kron's looking back. What's a hooker?
We'll tell you when you're older, Crumb.
I've been around for at least 25 to 30 years.
So, Kron, when a mommy and a daddy fight, the daddy goes and finds another woman that sells her body to him.
Like a slave?
Yes.
Well,
But-
right,
but-
that
but-
one has a lot of connotations. I'll be honest,
But
Kron.
this one is more like a. Kron, do you know what sex is?
It's more of a business transaction.
Yes, I do.
Okay, so a
It's
hooker,
biological business.
a hooker.
You rent her for an hour.
Exactly. Exactly. You get to rent a woman for sex.
That sounds very not.
It's demeaning for all parties involved.
Yes.
Absolutely.
But don't worry, maybe we'll find you a nice lady butt, and you can bash bolts or whatever you do.
I'm just gonna like curl up in my lap, just like muffling my laughs with my skirt because I am just.
I don't think I was programmed with any type of reproduction function.
Oh, you
So
don't
what?
need
You just
to
got to find like an engineer and build yourself a son or something.
Oh my god. Do you have any alcohol on you by chance?
Do I?
Please, please.
He pulls out a flask.
I'm just gonna hand my little teacup over and be like, fill up as much as you want.
I fill it to the brim.
I'm just one slow, steady drink.
All right. And with that, the
I was
conversation.
thinking you might need something for that pain.
With that, the conversation just kind of devolves even
Yeah,
more
yeah.
from there.
I feel like we talked well into the second watch. without
And we're just
realizing.
laughing the entire
yeah.
time. Like, their sleep is probably screwed because of us.
So, Boz, you wake up. By the time you wake up, if you want to be drunk,
Yes.
Be like,
you are,
and that's what a hooker does with her toes.
and that is where you come out of your trance. Yes.
And we are just snockered, but just dying the entire time.
How does this not surprise me?
You're awake. How's it going?
Good. I just finished my trance.
Oh yeah. I was wondering what that was.
Yeah, so I'm all taken care of for the night.
Elf stuff, huh?
Elf stuff, yes. So, had good conversations, huh?
Yeah.
They were.
I
was
learned
teaching
what
Paul
a.
about-
I learned what a hooker was.
It was quite riveting.
Yeah. I'm just saying, when we
Boz
get
is
when we
just-
get to town, we're gonna need to find an engineer
Oh my
to
goodness.
build a ladybot or build him a son that he can raise and I guess modify every year. You just make him a little bit taller every year until he's the same height.
So Boz doesn't even. So I don't even contribute to that. It just,
He's just old man stone face. Like, really?
no, he's face palming whole time.
Yeah.
Player,
Stumbling
I want
along.
to add to this so much, but no, Boz is not.
Kron continues on to the limited knowledge he has of how his kind are just forged, and once they are complete, and goes on a bit of philosophical of the difference of aging and lack of growing, and
That's some heavy stuff. And then he passes out.
When he passes out, I just kind of look at him and be like, "Oh, well, there went my entertainment."
Oh, he's a lightweight.
It doesn't like fall over or anything. Just slumps down a little bit and he's out.
He's like proper, and then
His chomp just starts snoring.
Yeah.
oh, that's cute. What is it?
all right.
So I hope you had a entertaining time.
It was entertaining, riveting.
Good. Now, will
She
you guys
keeps-
shut up so I can get some sleep, please?
She keeps laughing and looking at me every time she says the word riveting. I think it's because I have rivets in me.
But I think she needs a good rivet on occasion. So
When he says that, I'm gonna take my quarterstaff and I'm just gonna smack him with it.
Like a full-on attack.
Well, just kind of like instead of like backhanding him, she's just like, whack,
Okay.
hit me again, and we're gonna fight.
From a distance.
You know what? Azur's still asleep.
Something in your throat there, bud?
Yeah, it's riveting.
Whose dog just showed up?
is the yip dog there?
But yeah, man.
Yeah, so I'm gonna just like whack him in the shin or whatever.
All right.
This for the first time now. Boz, I give a laugh.
Oh, he does have a sense of humor.
I jolt awake from the unfamiliar sound.
It's more of
What was that?
Everybody wakes up.
Azur walking from the weird sound.
it's a low, slow. really, really sounds forced.
Is he joking?
I don't know.
No, it's all good.
I would give him the Heimlich, but I don't really want to touch him.
I hand you an almost empty flask and then go back to sleep.
I swipe it. I swipe it, and
He does take a drink.
then I'm just gonna sit there. I'm just gonna smell it, because the little flavors in life.
Yep.
Boz does drink, so
So she's just sitting there like,
Bit of a nightcap.
but it's like it's a forceful. Because she can't. I'm dying, guys.
Like a fiend.
Take this, you fucking pain.
Well, she can't smell anything.
Sharpie.
All right.
Oh,
So,
this is good.
Azure, you wake up.
Eventually. Oh god.
To this crap.
I'm just laying on the ground by now, just staring up at the sky, like.
You see Ayala, Boz, and
Giggling
Kron.
occasionally.
Yeah, Ayala is just giggling every once in a while.
Ayala, Boz, and Kron are all awake. Ayala's laid out. Boz and Kron do seem to be looking around, and every once in a while you say, Ayala, take a flask and just...
She's not.
She's like,
Just snorting vodka.
That's one way to get it into your system.
That's what you
like-
wake up to.
Yeah, she's just like, once all the nerve endings in your nose die, it doesn't hurt at all.
And guess what? For her, they're already dead.
oh my god.
Azure, go. It's all you, bud.
Please.
Azur hears all of this. And it's just like, why do I have to be the adult?
Just
And
gets
I'm
like, why do you
gonna
guys like
start
this?
kind of trying to. I'm gonna back away from the group a little bit and at least start trying to look around, see if there's anything.
Actually do some
That-
scouting.
Yeah.
Am
I do wanna do it the-
guard duty.
I want to actually do a little bit of a loop around, considering we have 3 very loud members by the campfire, and just see if whatever I can see with my dark vision, if there has been any tracks or remnants around of anything that
Alright.
seems more recent.
Go ahead and roll me a perception check.
No.
He's too distracted by me sniffing the
Yeah,
flask.
no.
I
She's
keep
snorting
taking from you.
cocaine in the corner, and we're just having to
Take it
deal
from you
with
and take
it.
a swig and hand it back.
So yeah, every time you start to focus, you just hear a big. Just this.
You know, this smells really good. You know, when they say you should stop and smell the roses, honestly, I should do that more often because let me tell you, nothing gets in there.
The Luxodon does have a
little
good
bit of
taste in alcohol.
silence. Then
Allah, I keep telling you I can't smell. Will you please stop putting it in front of my face?
Really, really. And then I'm just gonna pass out.
Oh, okay.
As
Yep.
I just woke up.
You just hear
I'm finally like, okay, I can't sleep. I'm not going
all
back
you
to
hear.
sleep. I'm up now.
All you hear is you just need to take a really, really big.
Oh, no.
I think just from the pain
I've been awake.
and the alcohol, she's just like nap.
I would not see this either with a previous nat 1 perception. I don't
Oh.
know shit.
Well, I'm already laying down, so
Exactly.
you just hear the dink of the flask hitting her face.
I've been awake for like 2 hours.
I'll make sure it
because
doesn't spill.
It's been loud. But now I'm awake actually, and she just passed out, and I'm like, whatever. I'm awake. I might as well stay up for watch. So I'm gonna go stand by him for a minute and just kind of like, shit, how tall are you? I'm gonna tug
60.
on like the edge of his like as high as I can reach. I'm gonna tug on his clothes, like the edge of his shirt, and just like, hey, you want me to stay up with you, or can I stay up with you?
I mean, at this point, full watch wise, it'd be what? Like,
No,
You're getting like 4 a.m.
yeah, I was
But-
gonna say like 3-4.
It's that level though of where the sky is just starting to show signs of a bit of light, but everything in the canyon's still pitch black.
Yeah, considering how the rest of the party is going, that
Yeah.
honestly might be for the
Well, I've
best.
been up for a couple of hours, and then you got up, and I just couldn't go back to sleep with all of that.
I'll just make sure these two don't choke on their own vomit.
That's fair.
Don't
Hey,
vomit.
it's not a bad idea.
When I do, it's black. That's right.
And I roll. I rolled a 22 on perception.
A 22? Okay. Everything.
Yeah, you're not distracted by the snorting woman.
No.
I'm sniffing, not snorting.
So everything looks really calm. If anything, as it was kind of mentioned earlier, it's just really weird that there's no more tracks that you can see of anything else. But at the same time, it's like kind of comforting. It's like, okay, we are alone, but why are we so alone?
If I have really good memory, can I recall when we stopped seeing the tracks? Or when the last time I saw tracks was?
It was a few hours. It was like, we'll say like 2 hours before you stopped to make camp. But because you guys were going to the sides and staying on there for so
We
long.
weren't paying attention necessarily to just the tracks.
Yeah, and the tracks themselves didn't seem to like go to the edge either, so it's hard to judge exactly
Yeah.
when they stopped.
Okay. Well, I'm just gonna keep my eye out, obviously, and maybe just find a rock that's a little bit up off the ground and just kind of pop a squat up there and just kind of sit and watch both the entrance and the exit kind of a thing.
All right.
Both ends of the
Of the canyon.
canyon, yeah.
All right. So with that, the rest of the night passes and turns into morning.
Do I wake up? Or am I out?
Oh, shit.
Yes,
Yeah,
no.
no.
Did you just realize this?
Come on.
Go ahead and roll me a Constitution.
Okay.
Do you have a concussion or something?
When she falls asleep, she sleeps
Oh,
for like
okay.
5 days.
15.
Have I just not noticed?
I don't think
You haven't been
were
around.
You
for
were in
that
jail
yet.
last time.
Oh, that's right. I was in prison.
Yeah.
Yeah, so when I'm out, I look like I'm just a dead body.
Well then, Master will wake up in the morning and go, oh fuck, she's dead.
I'm gonna message you.
Drank that
Huh?
much.
I'm gonna message you.
Okay.
Unfortunately, she will.
Oh, dang it, if only we had some
sort
wood
of
for
hibernate for
Vivify.
about a week at a time.
I come over and sort of, do the foot tap. Right, just sort of push the foot over to the side, see if
And
it corrects
just
itself.
is it the one that Mans is holding onto, or the other
No,
one?
not the broken one.
It just it just falls over.
I'm just gonna get a little pat in the face.
Head just falls over.
Anybody got any room in that bag? I'll just empty mine out and stuff her in mine.
If we had bags of holding, we'd probably be fine.
Okay. Listen, if I don't bag
Does that sound fair?
I'm gonna be bleeding rich.
Okay.
No, I it's
Are you okay with that?
yeah.
It felt appropriate. Okay.
Listen, if she's proper dead, we can bury her now. But if you lot are saying she's not dead, we'll just, throw her in a backpack and carry her with us.
I think that's gonna have to do.
All right.
Last time she was asleep for 5 days.
5 days.
Yeah, it was.
Are you sure she's not dead?
Well, she is sort of dead.
That's why we were talking last night about what she actually
Well,
is.
you got room in your bag?
Not for.
No, for like just a few things.
Oh yeah,
Just hold on to some of
Like-
this stuff.
absolutely.
Hold her
I can
up.
take whatever you need.
Gotcha. I'll have you hold on to my basic fishing equipment, my spare clothes, and my rations.
All right, I have room for that.
She only weighs like less than 100 pounds, just so you know. She's like 93 pounds.
I will do my best to very gently sort of push you into the fetal position and try to stuff you into a backpack.
I don't think Man's getting particularly happy about that.
Well, he's holding an ankle.
He actually does just keep holding on to the ankle.
I'm
This just makes
Being-
the job
He's
easier.
like very like
I'm gonna curl up in it, like
Maybe
so
some
you know I'm
Demon Slayer.
alive. I just like curl up further in it and be
I
like,
need to get her one of the little boxes.
I imagine her like
would
not
work
all the
well.
way fitting in the backpack, like halfway in, just keeping the knees together, and then just tucking the arms in
Her
there.
arms and head are
The
kind of
good news
just
is-
flinging
Okay,
out of
Sort
the
of
back of
just
it.
leaning on the back of mine. I
She
assume.
won't damage her ankle anymore.
guys, do you just need like a
Right.
baby Bjorn, just like
Yeah, I'm
So-
basically putting you in a baby Bjorn.
I want you to roll me a survival
God.
to see how well you can do this.
Oh, I'm gonna help.
Oh, please
I will
tell,
give you.
Please tell
he
me
will
he
have
breaks one of
advantage
my
then if you-
bones.
Huh?
Oh.
I said, please tell me he accidentally unstitches one of my bones and it just falls out.
I'll take the 14, which for a total of
That's
dirty 20.
Okay. All your experience out in the wild, whether it's on a boat or just kind of wandering around, you've packed enough that you know how things can fold and how to align them pretty well. So you actually do a really good job of not putting too much force on anything.
Okay.
You're great
And
at
actually, for
folding your
you,
women.
although with this also, it's the
Got
first
big
time.
experience?
It's the first time that you've actually really taken a close look at Ayala. And you do notice it's not just her ankle. There's all these other parts on her body that have all these
Just like
stitches.
Sally.
Yeah, almost. Yeah.
from Nightmare Before
Do they all look like they're from the same material?
No, okay. So, because you weren't here for this, from shoulder blade down to end of wrist on both arms, behind on both legs from basically hip to ankle,
Ankle.
and then from about here
But they're not like
down to tailbone.
sourced from other donors.
No, it's
Okay,
all
okay,
it's
okay.
all me.
Original skin.
Yeah, it's all original skin, but you can see that it's been hand sewn back together.
And you only get little glimpses, but you can tell it's multiple areas.
Looking rough for a second round.
As we work together, I can explain it to you. the
That's
best
also
way.
why her eyes are like an icy white yellow color, because, dead.
Yep. So, but upon noticing these, you're able to do a really good job of making sure not to put too much pressure on any point where the stitching is, so no other stitches blow out while folding her up like a pretzel.
We both have +6 to survival.
Hey. Well, if it's based on smell, I get advantage.
I mean, are you gonna wrap me up in your trunk?
I could carry you in my trunk if you weigh less than 100 pounds.
I do.
Then yes, I can carry you in my trunk.
Guess that keeps your hands free.
Well, no, you're in my backpack.
I'm currently in his bag.
That's fair.
Yeah.
It's his bag, baby.
And I will flip it around front, wear it front facing. So
Oh,
it's
yeah,
like a
that's
baby
actually
Bjorn.
Like a
Sport.
baby
Yeah,
bandy.
yeah.
Less bouncing, actually.
Yeah, yeah.
I was
Alright.
gonna say, to all of our fans out there, can somebody please draw this? Because that would be hilarious.
Just a giant elephant
All of our fans.
stuffing a
So
corpse
many
in
of
a
you.
baby Bjorn.
All right. So I need someone to roll me a straight d20 to see what today might bring us,
And he's,
as there's 3 more days of travel.
Doesn't count. It's on my computer.
that did win. It
It's
went
be the same
pretty
thing.
far.
Watch. Oh, it's worse. 4.
What a loser. Just kidding. Just kidding.
4. All right. So
But that's the second time it's bounced on.
this day of travel is calm. There's no incidences. Eventually, the foliage kind of actually disappears and it gets more into this rougher canyon terrain. Narrows a little bit, but you can tell everything goes back to more like solid stone. So you don't have any fears of an onkeg popping out, at least from that you can tell right now.
I will be journeying through the entire canyon, warhammer in hand,
Okay,
ready for a scrap.
just in case.
I'm picturing Ayala in his bag, just still clutching onto the flask.
Just
But
bundled up
because
around it and then
she's just like past the F out, it's like death grip and you can't pry it out.
I like flick it to see here if there's anything left in there. Nope. Okay.
How you spell her name?
And throughout the entire day, Ayala is out.
Yep.
So I'll say Kron does come up to, we'll say, Azure at one point. He goes, so, do you know how long she'll be out for?
This time?
I'll be honest, we still don't know her all that well. For all we know, that last week-long slumber was a blessing for us. I really don't know.
I'm gonna cast Spare the Dying just real quick.
Okay.
Just to
I
test
didn't
the-
realize I was
test the
such a
theory.
curse, guys.
Spare
I
the
touch a living creature with 0 hit points,
Okay.
and the creature becomes
That's
stable.
fair.
All right.
If that helps at all.
It's a cantrip, so it's not a
Yeah,
big deal.
yeah. Not burning a spell slot. So.
So you go and cast it, and the magic just doesn't seem to take hold. But at that exact, you look at her for like 2 minutes, and you do see a tiny little adjustment that she does without any breathing either. But she's still living in some regard because she's like
Still
readjusting.
moving, still
Yeah.
like the magic interacts as if it's interacting with a creature, not a corpse.
Yeah.
Okay.
So it's a creature, but it's not dead, but it's not living.
It's just there.
You, lady, are a paradox. Whatever that means.
At least I'm good looking.
So after that, so while that's going on, Kron also turns to you, Helene. So, do you know you seem to be close with her too?
As far as I know, this happens somewhat regularly. She said that it only happened like once a month or so. So this is kind of weird that she fell asleep again. But maybe that's just because she kind of drank herself to sleep last night. She was kind of hitting it pretty heavy last night.
Yeah.
I wonder if there's ways
Right?
to have her sleep in a controlled way and not just random.
I don't know. Maybe force her to go to sleep or something. Like,
I mean, Chrome.
I'll experiment with it. When we get to town, I'll get her super drunk the first night that we're there. We'll get super drunk and we'll see if she'll just pass out for the first couple of days that we're in town.
I will participate in this
Possibility.
experiment for science.
And I picture Mans just sitting there and like if he had a head, he would be like,
No, shame on you.
You feel like you hear a bit of extra rustle coming from the bottom of the bag.
like fingers pop up.
Yeah, I'm
Oh,
I
hush.
slap him away with my
I
trunk.
can't-
Back down there.
complain against that because knowing her sleep cycles is actually very good information.
It would help.
Listen, if they get longer,
We gotta
might
check
need
my
a-
cycle, guys.
Like-
We might need a second priest if these naps get long.
An old priest and a young priest.
Yeah, I mean, it's kind of inconvenient when she passes out in the middle of, travel. I didn't think she was going to fall asleep during this, and God forbid we run into some monsters or something, and then,
You know, you gotta fight with a person attached to you, and she's no help at all.
So I have a question.
Yes.
No, you can't wake yourself up.
Am I able to hear, even though I'm asleep, hear everything
No,
that
you're
they're
dead.
saying?
No, because it does mimic sleep. So on a technicality, like
Yes.
you're hearing,
Just like that.
so it could maybe in a sense influence any potential dream you're having.
Okay,
But
okay.
not to the point where you're
Does she
comprehending.
dream if she's dead?
Yes.
Yep.
Wonder, will I dream?
Dreams are created by thought. She has thought.
Like tears in the rain.
Do reborn dream of undead sheep?
All right. So for the remainder of the day, nothing happens. It is a calm, collected walk. You guys are able to camp down once again. Ayala's still passed out.
If we run into trouble, I'm thinking, all right, you're a bit more magically inclined than I am, right?
Ditch the body.
I have an idea, but I don't know how feasible it is, right? I have the ability, Thor grants me, this one is called Command. And I can give like one word actions. So if I were to cast it and say awaken, it might forcibly raise it from a slumber. But
That-
again,
It might, because if she
in
hears
emergencies only, because I can't get that spell back.
if she hears you in any way, shape, or form, I don't know if it counts if they're incapacitated.
Right.
Well, she might be able to hear you. She might wake up.
Well,
don't-
I
we
don't
don't-
think it actually needs to understand.
It's the best
Right?
conversation.
I just need to be able to see it, and the magic does a lot of the work.
But the question is, will hell deflect it?
That is a good question.
No, this one's sleeper.
Like I said, emergencies only. But I do have at least an idea in the back pocket. If anybody's got something maybe less resource costly, like I don't know, bucket of water, or like.
Oh, she bathes regularly.
I once woke someone up. We'll just need. It was like a coma-like state. We'll just need a feather duster, about 3 bottles of booze, a flinting tinder,
That's funny.
and about 45 feet of silk rope. No?
That seems like a lot of requirements.
It worked, didn't it?
Did it?
Man.
I mean, yeah. Kind of. It didn't walk so good after, but it was fine. It woke up.
Funnily
Alright.
enough, this would be a good time to have something like Ayala's shocking grasp, but none of us
Just shocking grass
Ah.
myself.
that.
I mean, I
I
could.
mean, I could stab her in the leg, but I don't think that's gonna do a whole lot of good since she can't really feel anything anyways. She's dead. Plus, I'll probably just get Mans to attack me then, and I'm not exactly looking to piss him off again.
Right.
That
Damage,
is
damage
true.
usually isn't the one you want to be waking from.
Maybe this would be stuff to try only in emergencies.
I agree.
Right. Controlled environments or emergencies, that kind of
Well,
thing.
is your control spell thing you were talking about? Is that a spell or is that? A
Yeah,
cantrip?
that's a spell.
What level spell slot is it?
First. Yeah,
How
yeah.
many
It's
of
not.
those do you got right now?
I got 3 more.
Okay. Well, maybe if and when we could use it in an emergency, but if she doesn't wake up before we get to town, then we could try it when we get to town.
Right.
That's a good idea.
All right. So we're going to say that, well, going back to it, you completed the day of travel. You've set up camp. We're going to say the night goes smoothly again. Ayala is still asleep. And the next day awakens. I would like someone to go ahead.
Me? Oh, go ahead. Well, you've been rolling like shit.
Valid. Yeah, that's what you get for talking shit!
Is that a? It's a 2.
I could re-roll
Yeah.
it if it was a 1. I can't re-roll a 2.
That's what you get for talking shit.
I know. What did you roll?
I didn't even roll because you rolled.
I thought you were in the process of rolling too, so I was just
I
trying to
grabbed
beat
it
you
out.
to it.
I rolled a 4.
All right.
3.
So the day starts very calm, and as you guys are packing up, and it's just as you finish like readjusting Ayala, and you guys start setting off
Yeah,
with
yeah.
now just
Every time we can, pull her out of the backpack, stretch the
Shake
limbs
her off.
out,
Yeah.
Get a little blood in the veins, make sure she doesn't get the bed sores.
Dust her off a little bit.
Yeah.
Oh no, I'm being feather dusted again. Damn it.
They don't
but
take my advice to put a cover over you.
so you guys have 2 more days of travel left, but you just repackaged her in, and you set off, and Ayala wakes up.
Well,
Big, huge.
Well, you go to do that, and your arms are.
You are vacuum sealed.
Yeah.
What the fuck?
Yeah, just I imagine just a head sticking out of a bag.
I'm just like, I just poked my head up. I'm like, was this really necessary?
Like Jim Carrey coming out of the rhino.
You just hear whining sounds coming from your side. It's just like, really?
oh, good morning, sunshine.
She is awake. She's awake.
I can't move.
Watch this. I come over and I find the single piece of cord and I pull it and the whole thing comes undone.
And I just go onto the ground. I'm like,
Spilling out of the bag.
really?
Come on, that was impressive.
Oh God.
You know, that was a special kind of knot. It took me a long time to figure that one out.
He did it just in case there was trouble
Yeah.
to get you out quickly.
You were out for 2 days.
I was.
Yeah.
Only 2 days this time, though.
Not 5. That was good.
That's weird.
Is that a new personal best?
No, but I already slept, so
It's probably because you got blackout drunk, hon.
I can't get drunk.
That's not what it looked like the other night. You
Hey,
got hammered.
maybe the Thunderer was looking out for you. Thought you needed a nap.
You needed a nap.
Yeah, that's what she wants.
I'm just going to pull myself up. I'm gonna look around and be like, "Where's my stuff?"
Oh, it's in his bag. Right?
She has her own bag, which somebody else will be
Oh,
carrying.
well then I probably was just carrying it.
We'll say Kron has it.
Okay.
Here
that makes
you
more sense,
go.
actually.
I am going to take it and be like, "Thank you," and then I'm gonna look at them and be like, "If you ever shove me in a bag again, I will make sure that your life is hell."
Would you rather me drag you?
Yeah, that was the other option.
You could have just thrown me over your shoulder like a sack of potatoes.
Yeah,
he
but
didn't
what
have
if
his
we had to
arms
run or
raised.
something and you fell off? Or had to climb something? You'd have
You were
fallen
much
over.
safer in the bag.
And then I'd have been like, what you
God,
fell
this
over
is
for?
So demeaning.
Then stop falling asleep all the time.
Listen, when we get to town, maybe we'll scrounge up some coins, we'll find a more permanent solution for your temporary
We
comfort.
can get you a box instead of a bag.
Or like a stretcher.
So like
Just hang
her,
between the two of you.
Yeah,
her, my
Just-
mind or whatever is
just
just
the
like
two big-
slowly ticking to like, this is why she never told people who she was, and this is why she never. Fuck off. This is why she never told anybody about who she is and why all that stuff.
Oh no, because people would make fun of you.
We could
Poor
invest in a
baby.
rickshaw.
Fuck off.
You know, in a cheaper car.
I did. It's
With
falling
that, yeah.
apart.
People for
But yeah, so she's just gonna kind of like let it
good
all
point.
sink in what they're saying and be like, I have a solution.
Oh?
Just don't fall asleep.
And I'm just gonna leave it at that.
Hey, you can't just say, I have a solution, I can fix the problem, and then just not say anything.
I think your age is showing a little much right now.
Me or her?
Chrome, it's not a smooth one to say. Bruv.
Kron doesn't
Even I
say
know
like
that, and I'm
anything
dumb
else.
as
He's
rocks.
very. Yeah. Just kind of looks like
I'm gonna put my hand on your head. Might want to leave this one alone for a little while.
True.
It's fine. She's just throwing a fit. It's like she's never been bullied before or something. I mean, everybody's been bullied.
I'm gonna
I don't
Eldritch
get it.
Blast her.
I'm running.
My hand's still on your head. You can't do shit.
And I
Okay,
will,
I'm
retrieve my
dodging
fishing
at
rod.
disadvantage.
We'll get back to you giving your stuff back.
It is.
To be fair to dodge
Eldritch
action, all it
Blast
does is
is
give her
a-
disadvantage.
I own 5.
Eldritch Blast, so it's a roll to hit.
Give me a second.
You can't hit me. No.
No, it's a 10. No, it's an 11. It's not gonna hit you.
So she's at Eldritch
So-
Blast near you.
I'm thinking
It-
that she's just over here talking, and I just go, oops, sorry, I didn't mean to hit that, and just go like that, and just.
Loosely in that direction.
Yeah.
It
And-
blasts
Same
right,
one.
like a foot to your right on the ground and scatters like loose pebbles all behind you.
And I'm thinking it's also going to sear part of the outfit that Ayala made for her.
Oh no.
I'd say with a 10, you missed just a little too much for
Okay.
Shit. Okay, I'm sorry. Shit, I didn't realize you were such a sensitive woman.
You're getting flicked on the forehead.
So
I'm just
out
sobbing away. Nobody likes
out
me
of
right
char-
now.
out of
I'm
character,
leaving.
out of
think you're
character.
alright.
On her shoulder, where the shoulder bone is, it is shaped like a heart. So she literally has her heart on her sleeve.
Hey,
Just sorry, fun fact.
fun fact.
Nice.
I like that.
Yeah, but you just made an enemy, so.
I didn't do anything. I just asked a question. I'm like 5 years old mentally. Chill.
We know.
Yeah. I'm having fun with
developmentally
this
delayed.
character.
Okay. So as this is going, Kron initially was like, it kind of like shut down. But seeing all this, it's like, okay, please don't.
Kron, I think we're okay now.
And then I'll put my
Oh,
arm around
Kron
her
was
shoulder
getting
and go,
flustered.
Listen, people are complicated creatures, and we start walking forward.
I no, that's the problem.
Yeah, you know, it's just people got different ways of working things out. I'm sure it's quite frightening to lose control of your faculties, and she needs a way to cope. All right, let's just be understanding and move on. And if we ever speak of it again, I'm pretty sure she's gonna stab me in my sleep.
I need you to roll me a perception check.
To make sure she's not already stabbing you.
It's just right behind him.
That's a natural one.
Thankfully, there's someone else with you.
Is it based on smell?
You can smell the
Gotta
murderous
ask.
intent.
Gotta ask.
Okay.
Oh my god, I hurt.
Boz, you're the only one who's not like really engaged. I need you to also make me a perception check.
19.
19. Okay. So, with with Maz taking Kron,
Right.
and you're kind of leading him forward ahead of kind of the rest of the party. You kind of see them going with Ayala's probably approaching more up to you and then Helene and Azure kind of bringing up the rear. You catch movement ahead of you guys, like ahead of where Maz and Kron are headed, but they're almost there, and you see little bits of movement, almost like the rocks on either side are like starting to move a little
The
bit.
rock is
I
in
rolled a
this?
perception check as I was running away. I just didn't have a chance to say anything about it yet.
Okay.
I just want to see
But
things
Boz
too
does
in
say,
a minute.
hey guys, halt.
Huh?
That's what he says.
Okay.
I stop and turn around.
So you and Kron and Maz both turn around. So I was gonna now Ayala's kind of in front of you. Are you running behind? Like, are you kind of getting distance that way? Or are you trying to run past her?
Was she?
I figured I was at the end because I'm a hobgoblin. Because I hop and I gobble.
Well, see, because you said that you turned around to do it, I took it that you were ahead of Helene.
Oh, I thought she was like
I
right
figured we
next
were
to me.
kinda, like,
Yeah,
side
I
by
thought we were
side
like
to an
this.
extent, like we're all kind of in a circle-ish. and
Oh,
then we
okay,
haven't
okay.
Started going yet.
Okay, that's fair.
So yeah, I just kind of figured that I jumped to the side and then kind of just scurried off. Like, okay, fine.
A bit of like spreading out and then slowly forming the chain again on the
Yeah.
Yeah,
So that's kind of
that's what
how
I figured.
we'll keep with
I
this.
figured I left first, honestly. Tee hee hee. I wasn't super far ahead of everybody, but I was just.
Right. Then
We're gonna say that you were almost caught up with Maz and Kron.
Okay.
But with Boz having cited this, it's kind of a mute point at this point. So, Boz, you see this movement, and now that it's kind of pointed out, Helene, I guess, actually, go ahead and. What was your perception roll that you said you did?
It's a dirty 20.
It was a dirty 20. Okay, so you see the.
I spaced it because we were talking about something else and I was waiting for a good moment and then I heard you say something to him and I'm like, wait, no, I see it too.
All right.
I like to think canonically, you know, maybe you were walking up front and just picked you up with my elephant trunk, put you on my head,
Oh shit, what's
and you're
that?
just looking around.
Yeah.
So as you do that, in front of you guys, you see at first what looks like part of the walls, and it's actually more of like large kind of rocks that start kind of moving a little bit. But you realize that it's almost kind of more scurrying, and it's not actual rocks, but it's something very similarly colored. And it's rust colored, as these almost parasitic looking bulbous creatures
Scarabs.
like
Do I
scarabs.
recognize them?
You would definitely recognize them as rust monsters.
Oh.
We should,
Okay, back off.
Run.
very slowly. Everybody, we're gonna start backing off.
Have they
Spread out
noticed
into a
us?
half circle, because if they rush us, we're gonna need to fuck them up.
There's about 5 of them.
Ooh.
All right,
Actually,
come
sorry, no, 3.
on. All right, back away slowly.
We are just
I'm still just standing there because I'm like way behind
both
everybody.
hands
Yeah.
on the warhammer. Just
Yeah, but you see the 3. 2 came from the right, but they've almost completely. They've made a line in front of you guys.
And they're
Do they
on
have
the
these?
Wall?
Huh?
They're on the wall, or are they flying?
No, they've come down. So they were against kind of the sides that you saw the movement, but they've scurried more in.
Okay.
For anyone who's curious, these are like medium-sized monsters. They've got like an exoskeleton, almost kind of like a roly-poly bug,
Okay.
a bit, but these long antennae that kind of come out and little pincers and mouths in front of them too.
Shit, I'm not gonna be able to hurt these guys.
Can I tame one? Just kidding. I know. Can I have one as a pet, please?
Make friend.
So with these 3 in front of you, what are you guys doing? They aren't initially charging, but they are approaching closer. And Maz, with you wielding that warhammer, they seem to be targeting you, but also very keenly aware of Kron.
Yeah, I was like, we need to protect
Ooh.
Kron.
ooh.
Kron, behind us.
Crom, I'm gonna need you to get to the back of the party right now. And I sort of push him behind me.
It's like, but I'm good at defending.
These things eat metal.
It sounds like I see the issue. Oh, okay. He backs up only a little bit. He's about 5 feet behind you now.
Gotcha.
Do I know what these are?
Roll me a history check.
Can I also roll?
I will allow you to roll a history check too. Yeah.
I got a 19.
Yes.
Okay.
Honestly,
So
I can't
while
believe the
he's
rust
while
monsters.
he's telling Kron to get back, I'm gonna hear this, and with my hobbling,
You're like, oh.
with my hobbling, I'm going to get up and put myself in front of Kron, and kind of like,
Okay. Like you really push your way through.
yeah, like I don't care if I break my knee open. I'm getting up there and putting myself between Kron and these things.
He kind of looks at you. It's like you shouldn't be up here either.
I think we all close in front of Kron.
Hey, Kron, I can handle myself.
I see everyone else going in front of Kron. So I also go in front of Kron.
It's just like, it was just a big old party movement just like this.
All right. So, as you guys make almost like a half circle now around Kron and force him to be in the very back,
Yes.
the rust monsters start moving forward, and that's where we'll go ahead and end the episode.
I knew it.
Yep. Dun dun dun.
All right. So thank you so much, everyone, for watching. Hope you stayed into the end so you get a sneak peek of what's coming next time. Fun character developments. We'll see what happens by this, because, oh, boy.
We are brave heroes.
We got drama, yo.
defeat the dastardly demons.
All right. So thank you again. We appreciate everyone for watching. Have a good day. Bye.
Have a beautiful time.
Hey, in case you forgot,
We
we're
are
to die for.
for.
Yeah.
All right.